I've been all in my phone, I got options. And I don't wanna tell you to drop it, but I don't wanna play your fair. Yeah, something that makes me look at you too often. Oh, baby, you can give it something. Baby, I can run all the time. Baby, I'm talking crazy. I need you running my space, but I need it, baby. I'm late, but I still can check in with you. I know that I need my friends, but I wouldn't wanna leave. You know, I wouldn't wanna bleed. Even my heart, my mind, and my body. Hesitates. My mind, and my body. My body hesitates. My mind, and my heart. My body hesitates. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is, but you got me going crazy.
I am so sorry I'm late. I've been in here working. Okay. I've been in here working around the house and baby told myself I was taking a nap and the nap and I kept waking up, waking up, waking up. My God, I apologize. I apologize. Anyway, hey, welcome, welcome. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to everyone. I apologize for my tardiness. Okay. I apologize for my tardiness, and I don't know how I got two lives going. Okay. I don't know how I had two lives set up, and my apologies for that. Okay. Because I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. But I'm here. I'm here. Anyway, welcome, 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 welcome back to season 4 of Bridgerton. And tonight we will be reviewing, okay, we will be reviewing episodes 1 and 2. I mean, 3 and 4. Look, my mind is a little kerfuffle. Well, a little confused, a little confused. Okay. So I hope y'all are having a wonderful weekend thus far. And I appreciate y'all being here. Okay. I truly, truly do. And I am so, so, so thankful to have you all. Okay. Here with us on today. So, how was y'all week? Did you have a great week? I hope you did. I hope you had a wonderful week. Mine was a little busy, but it's okay. I'm here. I'm here. So it's been really interesting and heating up with Sophie and Benedict. And I'm just going to chit chat, just seeing how y'all doing before we get started and waiting for my co hosts. Waiting for my co host. I know it's probably a little confusing to see which one. And I'm like, to be honest with y'all, I'm trying to come in here and I'm in the studio. I'm in the studio and I'm trying to come in here so I could delete one of these. Okay, so I could delete one of these. And I don't know. Hmm. I don't know how to do so because I don't want to delete the wrong stream, right? I don't want to delete the wrong stream. But my weekend has been great. And thus far, I just been tired and trying to get caught up, trying to get things together in here and playing Bob the Builder. Playing Bob the Builder. I don't know why. I don't know why. But oh, I think it's this one right here. So yeah, I don't know why have two of these. It's something going on with Restream because I swear to you guys, I only created one stream. So did y'all get caught up on Bridgerton or yay or nay? Did y'all get caught up? I know Linda B told me that she caught up to the all four seasons because she couldn't wait. She was like, oh, because we took that month off, right? Um she we took a month off, and so it was like, and I know what that's like once you start watching a show, and especially it's it's so good, and so you get so deep into it you don't want to stop, and that's why I like to binge watch shows now. You know what I'm saying? Testing 1 2 1 2, and I hope y'all can hear me. And thanks for those who's in the clouds and those who will be watching the replay. uh I appreciate y'all, for real, for real. So I know it's been good. So I hope my co-hosts and them. I was scared to delete. I was scared to delete the wrong one, and I think I'm good if I delete this one because I know we're in here. So I'm like, and if we get cut off, oh no! See, I did the right thing. I read the right thing. Yay! Okay, I deleted the right stream. Woo! Baby, I'm looking in here like, Jesus, help me. Okay? Jesus, help me. So it's been a good show. So I'm sorry to be laggy. And so I know that I know that they probably got confused on the streams. And I'm sorry about that for having two streams up and confusing everybody. But I came in and I deleted it, and then now I returned today. I did that yesterday. Um, I did that yesterday, and then I come back today, and both of them are like up, and I'm like, why? Well, while I'm waiting, hey Linda B, hey girl, hey, how are you? Happy Saturday. So let me give a brief summary of what we are here for tonight. What we are here for tonight while I'm waiting on my co-host to show up. Here's one. Hey, Kimberly Black.
Hey, Ladybug. Hey, Ladybug.
Happy Saturday. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful. Trying to get through some of my tasks for the weekend to
Child,
get done.
okay.
Washing, cleaning, mopping, dusting, sweeping, mopping, cleaning, dusting, mopping, cleaning, sweeping, dusting.
Girl, that's what I did. I was up, baby. Yeah, again, 4 a.m. I guess my body is not going to shut off that inner clock until I get some of this stuff done. I'm
Right.
serious because I can't sleep past 4. It seems these days. Hey, foot soldier. Yeah, I know what it's like. What y'all doing? How's y'all weekend going down there in the chat, Linda B, and those of the skybox and the foot soldier? Y'all having a good weekend? And Jack, I should have did the brief summary of last week instead of sitting here to talk about, but that's okay. We gonna glide through here. Y'all know I'm hustling and bustling. Cause I'm telling you, I have to push through, baby. This inner clock got me up at 4. I was in here cooking greens and all types of stuff this
You was
morning.
cooking greens today, this morning,
I
today.
sure was, so I could have some I
Vegetables.
said I was going to eat it for lunch, and that was going to be my lunch, and then tomorrow dinner with tomorrow's dinner. And honey, child. Yeah, I was up cooking greens early this morning. Sweet, like you said, I was vacuuming because I cleared some space on the floor. On the floor in that living room, making a little dent.
A
I
little dent is better than no dent at all, okay?
Okay, yes, I got an area to work in for my arrow gardens, so I could work and don't have to be sliding in between boxes. So now that space is clear enough for me to set up shop over there. I got that big box, and you know what? You know what was in that big box?
Your silverware and
It sure was. I said that. I said, look at this. Look at this. I knew it. I had a feeling in my short ass trying to reach down. I felt like a midget. I felt like a midget trying to get in that big old box, getting ready for work to start in the week. Working on stuff now. Okay, Linda B. Well, let me give a brief summary of what we will be discussing tonight. I don't know. Just read
are
my
you
book.
doing
Probably gotten a little confused. What you say?
are you gonna do a recap of what's to come or what happened in the past on the
Oh, well,
third,
if you
second, first, and
want,
second? Third, yeah, I'll
if
do.
you could do the first and second, that'd be great. And I could say I could do the recap after we done then with the three and four.
Okay. So let me go. Gee, let's see if I got
Hey,
some
Room
notes.
Checker.
Oh,
I
we're doing
saw
three
you
and
went
four.
live. I hope it's on the board, as you say. Hope it's on the board. I woke up in a frenzy. Shout out to Kimberly. I was like, ooh, I woke up. I'm all slouching around. I didn't even realize it was 5 o'clock. And I'm all swinging my feet.
That's swinging your feet.
Yes, I'm all swinging my feet. Like I got all the time in the world. And I'm like, oh, what? I look at my phone. Oh, shoot. It's
What-
showtime at the Apollo.
Well, in the final episode of episode two, because we're doing three and four coming going forward of season four. Benedict is after the masquerade. In season three, it's after the masquerade. You know, Sophie runs off into the sunset. She leaves her glove with Benedict, aka the silver slipper from Cinderella, and she runs off into her humble beginnings of being a maid. And everyone, Benedict is at odds with trying to figure out who she is, and he enlightens and solicited Lady Whistledown, aka Penelope, to help him find the lady. He goes through thousands and millions and trillions of women looking at their lips only to not spot her when she's right up underneath his eyes, but he's not able to see her. Then of course, um Lady Bridgerton, she's still at all with what's Lady Danbridge's brother's name? I forgot what it Marcus. She's still infatuated with him, and she's like a schoolgirl. Every time they come in contact with each other at a garden or at a ball or just wherever she or out on the courtyards, browsing, parminating as they call it. She's just at awe with him. Um, what else? What is not Penelope, but Penelope and her husband. Uh, what's his name? What's what's her husband's
Call
name?
Colin.
Yeah, Collins. They're at marital bliss. Of course, they come back this season with the baby, and they're having sex all over the place.
Mhm.
As you know, they just dipping it and doing it and finding
And
out
doing it
about.
well.
Okay. Yes. And Francesca and John, they show up back at the house too. And they're still newlyweds and they're still trying to find out who they are as a couple. And obviously, she still doesn't know certain things that her mom should have taught her, but they'll talk about that in season episode 3, The Pentacle. Um, the queen is more amused instead of finding a diamond. She wants to find a piece of coal. So now she's looking for a male suitor instead of a diamond female. And she has her eyes set on Collins. Uh, Um, but Collins is still, like I said, infatuated with this Cinderella image. And Penelope as
Yeah.
Lady Whistledown. She's the queen is taunting her for more gossip, more titillating gossip, but she's trying to stay away from being so vicious with her pen. She's trying to be more responsible and choose subjects that are not going to put particularly her family on guard or cause them to have be in the wrong limelight. um, who else? Lady Dandridge, of course, she wants to find her own way and go off into the sunset for a little bit so she can renew herself in her own country, doing some things that she likes instead of being at the Queen's beck and call and playing chess and eating her bonbons and setting up all her social functions and all of that stuff. And so their friendship was tested because she asked could she go home to take some time off, and the queen stumped her feet, twisted her fingers, and shook her wig and told her no.
Child. And what a no. Yeah.
That was a hard no.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So that's just a brief summary of my interpretation of the Bridgertons, the last episode of 3. But I did want to greet all of our new people in the audience to a singing that I think is very cute. And it's Dearest Readers. I
Dearest
would
readers.
uh-huh. And my lovely people in the tone in the chat.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bridgerton's 4, episodes 3 and 4.
Oh my goodness. Yes, yes. Great review. And listen, it's been a blast doing Bridgerton. And, and as I said, season 5 doesn't come out. So baby, but yeah. So I guess we should start off with we're on episode 3. And
Hmm.
you know that it started off because episode 2, Sophie was going, she when she got kicked out of her home,
Hmm.
and stuff, she went to go work on the countryside, out of the
Right.
town, out of the society.
Hmm.
And then, Benedict had got into a fight because she was about to get, assaulted by some gentlemen out there. And so he got in a fight. But anyway, he turns out he was injured during the fight, which they didn't even know. So they're in the carriage ride. So he switched her off and told her to give a ride because she was trying to walk. She was trying to walk her way to wherever she thought she was going, because remember she got cast out of the house, and
Yeah.
her stepmother was going to make sure she can't work anywhere
Inside of London. So that's how she
inside
ended
of
up
London.
outside. That's how she ended
Yeah,
up outside in the countryside because she casted her away and kind of like blackballed her supposedly.
supposedly, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And so she went out there. So now that Colin got in a fight with one of the guys, protecting her,
Hmm.
and they fired her,
Yeah.
from the club. You know
Yeah.
that club that we've been seeing, during all the seasons, where
Yeah.
all the men go to, where the hookers be at. Well, no, I don't think they be at that. Well, I don't know, but where they get they drink on, and with the fellas. So yeah, so now they're in the carriage and they're heading home. And they sitting there, they're talking. She's still stern that she is not telling her business. She ain't telling him nothing about her life. He's trying to poke her, to say, hey, because he wants to know who she is.
Right. Just small
That,
conversation. Yeah.
yeah. And so she's just deemed her. She's not giving it up.
Yeah. And
Um,
I kind of understand why.
me
These
too.
I
Yeah.
understand why she's very guarded with her information because, you know, is first of all, she's been working as a maid. She really
Yes.
doesn't understand what her worth is because she's been
Hmm.
told for so many years that she's less than and that it's like she ought to be honored and privileged that she's getting this living where she was living in her own house. Come to find out, so
So imagine being a prisoner in your own home. That's how I think. You
yeah.
are a prisoner in your own home,
Mm-hmm.
and that is so sad. I would never, till this day, I don't see how, as an adult, a human being, how you can be so cruel, and mistreat children. It's just, it's befuddle. It's just
Yeah.
crazy. I don't
Yeah.
understand that. So, yeah, so they're in the carriage and they're heading home, and then she's like, "It's gonna rain." He's like, "Nah, it's just foggy, it's misty." She like, "No, it's gonna rain." He was like, "No, I think it's just overcast." Anyway, it started raining.
Right. And you know what that brought me when they were that little banter that they did, that reminded me of Daphne and what was his name? Daphne and the one you like?
Oh,
Daphne
you
and her
talking
husband.
about not
Oh, not
Daphne? You
not
talking about
Daphne, but
Simon and
yeah,
Kate?
yeah, Simon and Kate. Yeah, that
Yes.
little banter that they did because she was like, "I'm not gonna let him win. I'm gonna anytime he say orange, I'm gonna say yellow. The sky
Yes.
is blue.
Yes.
The sky." And that kind of reminded me. There's a theme to the banter that goes on before there's a full connection.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. And because remember, all he's connected to is her lips. Because he can't remember anything else, and he couldn't see anything else anyway. So he don't really know she's the one from the masquerade party, So and that's cute though, because it's almost like, and I like this two different styles though of the women. You have where she is, she was brought up the type of women. It just shows you sometime, love doesn't have a number, right? Love doesn't have a number or a character where, you can choose. The heart wants what the heart wants. No matter what the society says, it's kind of like, um, it's kind of like, okay. It's kind of like, how, hey, what's up? Just read my book. Hey, boo, hey. The heart wants what the heart wants. And Kimberly will be back. She got knocked out. You're back.
Is
You're
the audio
yeah.
back?
Yeah, you're back.
My apologies.
That's all right. Um, you're good. You're good. We started a little late. It was a rough one this Saturday. The link is pinned if you want to join us. Just read my book. And so it's like, the heart wants what the heart wants. And it's like, Kate on the other end, her dad died and she was stuck with, you see the difference of the two stepmothers, right? One
Yeah.
stepmother loved on her daughter, her stepdaughter, and this one was just a biatch, you know. I just saw you were live and realized I was supposed to be real. No problem. And so the hot ones were the hot ones. So yes, with the bickering. So you got two different kind of woman who doesn't come from much. Well, as we thought with Sophie. You know what I'm saying? But her experience is extraordinary,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
still very little. Like she doesn't really have much as we think. As we're being told of the story before everything's revealed. And so, yeah, they're bickering, and I kind of like that contrast with the fellas.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
both get these women. Both of the fellas were whores, whores, and and they meet these women, who I'm gonna say have such class about them, but they come from nothing, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Humble beginnings. They have
Humble Guinness,
humble, yeah, they
yes,
have very humble beginnings, and in both of those scenarios, they weren't reared to be debutantes. They were,
yes,
they were more, yeah, so they come like they really come from two different worlds. They're attracted to
yes,
women that's opposite of what they should be inspired to date.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. And also being, so which says like they're just, just it's like God kind of humbled them. I like how you said that, humble beginnings.
Hmm.
You humble them that so to appreciate the love for the your partner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To endure that true everlasting love because you guys have been being foolish and whorish out there, just sleeping with every woman. You know what I'm saying? And some men.
Yeah. They were sowing their wild oats. I don't want to
Exactly.
call
And
them
so
whores,
that
but
was beautiful that how you meet these women who give you so much challenge. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? A
yeah.
challenge as you will.
Hmm.
So yeah, so that's interesting. I love that kind of story. Um and that storyline. So anyway, the servant who um I like how they get to so they start raining, so they gotta pull over. And she was looking at him and was like, "You're sick. You're not feeling well." And he's like, "No, I'm fine. I'm fine, whatever." But anyway, he got injured during that fight. So they get to his cottage, which I thought
Yeah.
was odd because it says my
My
cottage.
cottage. The name of the cottage is My Cottage.
My
But
cottage.
when they passed up the first house, he said that was like that wasn't the house, that was like the servant's house. And she was thinking that was the house that they were going to. And then they pull up to this mansion, and she's
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh my goodness, you're rich. You must be somebody with stature," is what she must be thinking in her head. She doesn't say it, but she looks at the sign and it says My Cottage. We just passed up
Uh-huh.
the first little house that's on the property, and he says, "Oh, that's he called it something, but it was more the servant's house." And then when they pulled up to this mansion, she's at awe, like, "Oh my goodness,
Mm-hmm.
who is this person that I'm mysteriously riding in this carriage with, that's actually trying to save my life?" So
Right.
yeah,
So yeah, so they get there. It says my cottage, and they're like, he can't find the key, and she's like, "You don't have any keys." He was like, "Why would I need keys?" Like, I only come out here sometime, and they should be here, and such, and maybe they hid the key anyway. She done went through the window. He's standing out there looking for the key, and so he was like, and she opens up the door from the
from the
inside,
inside,
and he like, "How did you do that?" She was like, "Maids are
are
resourceful."
resourceful. Mhm.
I said, "Okay." So that was cute. I was like, "Okay." He like,
Again, that's another contrast in their lifestyles. She's used to making things, building things, making things out of her, from nothing, being a servant. You know what I'm saying? Doing it,
mm-hmm,
doing the hard work. And he is just the opposite. He's like, "No, I don't have keys. Why would I have keys in my own place? We have housekeepers, housemaids and stuff to stay here. They're always
Right.
here, you know. So he's used to things just being available where she's not. She's used to making things available to people. You know what? See what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right. And so anyway, they get in and she realized that he is hurt more than what he let on to be. And
Because he
he's
runs a fever.
injured.
He runs a
Uh-huh.
fever in the middle of the night, and she hears him in there moaning and groaning and stuff,
Yes,
and
and
she
his
goes,
sleep. Uh-huh.
she goes in to check on him and find him in distress. And again, here she
Yes.
goes being resourceful. She's not a medical professional, but she used the resources that she knows. She went and got the water and tore up some blank sheets and stuff and made bandages, and she did what she normally does, probably what she's been doing all of her life, being subservient.
Yeah.
That's the
And
way I
so,
looked at it.
yeah, she just jumped into the rescue,
Hmm.
and she said, being him up, and she was all like, "This is gonna help." He all screaming and stuff, and then he's in delusion because he
Oh,
has an infection.
you're right.
So he has an infection, so he's into like a delusion state,
Yeah,
going
he's
in and out,
hallucinating.
and he's
Hmm.
hallucinating, and he saw them lips. He saw
Yeah.
them lips, honey. He said, "Kiss me. You kiss me, kiss me." And that's when she realized, like, oh my God, he recognized me. Because she knows who he is.
Yeah, she
She
knows who
knows who
he
he
is.
is, but she's just being quiet because she realized he don't remember
Hmm.
who she is.
Exactly.
And she knows he don't because she was wearing a daggone mask. So he
Right.
don't know who she is, and she's keeping it that way. He's in and out, and he's kissed me and kissed me, and she's like gapping, looking like, oh hell no. I'm not there. You're hallucinating. You're not feeling well. That's what she's thinking in her head. She doesn't say anything out loud. She just looking at him like with her mouth gapped open in shock. So that goes on, and she just sit there and looking over him. So she's in the next chair. She's sleep. He while looking, making sure he's okay,
Hmm.
and everything. So they sleep, and so now his servants, his maid and servants come home.
Mr. and Mrs. Crab, what is
Craft
Crabtree?
Crabtree,
Crabtree.
yeah.
They show up.
But he did say before he finally knocked out, and he said, "Don't leave me again."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's when she was like, "Oh." I said, "Yeah, he remembered the lips." But anyway, they do come home. But before we get to that, the new maids. So being that Sophia got cast out of kicked
Hmm.
out of her house,
Hmm.
um, the maids, what did you think about the maids? Like, when the whole thing with the maids and they were passing, was that money they were passing around? You see how the maids, like when they were out in
Yeah.
town and
Yeah, they were passing around money, and but I think they were passing around messages that this person is paying a higher wages. It started a maid war, is what that
yeah.
Penwood lady did, because by her firing um, Sophie, Sophie was doing the work of
Oh,
five,
excuse
10
me.
women, or maids around there. And when she had
Yes.
to replace her, she had to replace her, she had to replace her with 5 or 10 different women,
Did you
maids.
see
And
that? Did you see
and that
that?
pulled all the maids out of the towns because they wanted to, they were she was paying more money. She was paying more money. And so that started a bidding war among the maids. To keep your maid, you had to pay them more, supposedly. And then come to
Yeah.
find out, these maids were working for these people for 20, 23 years without
Yes.
wage increase, working 7 days a week with maybe one day off. That's crazy. I mean, we think we working in slavery, but that's
Right. They were
ridiculous.
really working.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. That was they were slaving. slaves.
Yeah,
That's what they
they
were.
were. And honored
And
to do it, and honored. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. I feel like this is was a culture shock for me because the way we view in our country about being how slavery was, it wasn't an honor to be a slave. You know what I'm saying? Because you were brutally abused. But in this situation, and well, of course, this is not a realistic, but it is to a certain degree. They were servants, but they were still treated with some form of dignity. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't not no, they wasn't paid a lot of money, but they still had decent room and board. Um
right.
they were treated with, some of them were treated as family, as we're going to find out with the feather weathers, that they use that word, their maids are family, but
Loosely.
right.
Loosely. That was just bullshit. They use that word very loosely, okay?
Yeah. Hmm.
And that's true. And I think they rather live that way. They had a roof over their head, and
Yeah.
just different stuff. So I guess it was worth that than living,
Right.
out,
Yeah,
without
because they
anything, because the pickings was slim. What you gonna do for money? You know what I'm
right.
saying? So yeah, I think that was a big thing. So that was crazy because she went and that was crazy how the maids were going around, but that was a big reveal of you lost one maid, but you need 4, 5, or 6 maids
To
to
replace her.
replace her. That's it. That was a
A
big
whole
thing.
lot. That was a lot. That said a lot about how they abused her, knowing her real stature in life. That lady did her a big disservice. She was really abusive. That was abusive.
Yeah, very abusive. She did abuse her. So now we get into the Sophie. Sophie took off her pendant. Now she's in there. I guess she's getting ready for dinner or something.
Mm-hmm.
While they're out there, and she took off her pendant because the
Miss
Mrs.
Crabtree. Miss
Crabtree.
Crabtree. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, that's a pretty pendant." See, right there, that was a wise woman. That
Mm-hmm.
maid was very wise. And because she also dealt with all his shenanigans. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Right.
if you remember, now we see where he retreats to, right? Remember when the mother had to go get him and all that other stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder
Yeah.
if that was where he was. No, right?
No, I don't think he was there. No, I don't
Yeah,
think
because
he was
that's
at
too
the
far. Yeah, that's
Michaelides. That
too
was
far.
at He had a bachelor pad somewhere
Yeah,
inside
somewhere
in
inside
London.
London.
In
Okay,
London.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay. I was trying to piece it together. And but when he would go out to that bar, wherever, that I guess that's where he would stay. And so
Right.
she went through his women, saw his behavior, knows what he's about. So
Hmm. Hmm.
but so she, Benedict's service, she wasn't playing. She was on point, okay? Miss
Yeah.
Crabtree was on point. She looking around, and she's just like, "What is this?" Because her husband come home, well, come back to the house because they said they went to go see their daughter, and then the storm came
And caught
and
them where they couldn't get
caught
back.
them up. So that's why they weren't home when they got there.
Hmm.
And he said, if we would have knew, we would have been here.
Right.
But she was on point. She was looking like, oh hell no, this ain't going on under my watch. You ain't getting me fired with your bullshit.
Yeah, but I mean, she also knows the rules for this time in society where a man is not supposed to be alone
Exactly.
with a woman of any kind with any woman
Exactly.
really. You're not supposed to be without a chaperone. And so she held him, and she knows that he comes from a prestigious family. But according to her, she's raised him since he was a
Yeah.
baby,
Since
and
he was a
so
baby.
she knows that he can't, that would be bad for him too. and it's not as well as for her because
Right.
she's identified that she's a servant, and so she's questioning like, oh, why are you treating her like a servant? You treating her like a guest, and that's when he went on to explain that she saved my life, and she deserves to be treated as a guest because of that fact. And but she still had her side eye, like watching her and her husband. They was like, well,
Hmm.
you're gonna stay here and get well, but um it's going to be supervised. It's going to be chaperoned.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, because they were eating, and she said, we'll stay here while you eat with your guests." I said, "She ain't playing." And Sophie, poor Sophie, she didn't know what to do with herself because her in her mind, she want to serve.
Right,
She ain't she don't know what it is to be a guest, and have pleasure and just do nothing, just be. She
right.
all she knows
Oh,
to clean and
right,
clean, take care, make sure that the I want to say masters because shit. But make sure that the house owners, the king, queen, duke, whoever, make sure that they're taken care of because she knows Benedict is a hoe. Exactly. She damn sure do. She do. That's why I said she know his endeavors and all that and things of that nature. So she like, not on my watch, not on her watch. So that goes on, and he was like, "Oh, great." She was not moving out of that room. Okay, the caretaker woman who raised him, yes. And so now we get to the queen. How you don't know you have maids? So, because she's mad, because she's like, what is this writing? What is Lady Whistledown writing about maids? I don't want to hear about maids. She's talking and like this is boring. I want the juicy gossip. Where is the gossip? And she was like, we don't even have any of those. And he's like, you know, Queen, we have like several maids, and what the men is called, uh, whatever the men is called. I forgot what the men is called. And she like, I'm like, how did you know? And so, you know, Lady Danbury told her that the maids is where the gossip come from, darling. Okay, that's where the true gossip gets started. All right, now I can't wait to catch up. I'm enjoying this. Yeah, I'm like, how the hell? Just read my book. You going to enjoy it. I'm like, how the hell you don't know you got bangs? That tickled me. And so now we get to Francesca and John. Um, Child.
Francesca,
I huh?
Francesca, I said Francesca and Daphne. Poor things. Their mother. She
Oh,
just she she again. un- she did not teach her girls well. She teaches them how to do all the things as far as posture and art and music and how to manage a building, how to manage a home, but she doesn't teach her about
right. How to grab a man, but
pivotal
don't teach her
points.
how to keep him. You tell you you teach her how to grab a man, but not what it takes to keep him. Ain't that something? Which is the biggest part of it all. You got to know how to keep them once you get them. And
Yeah.
so, so for her, that scene was such a drag. Okay, I said Francesca didn't know anything about the pinnacle. Okay.
Yeah, because she questioned him. They had just had intercourse, and
And
she
she
had
laid. That was
it- she she
sad.
asked him. She says, "What do you think? Why you think if we haven't had children yet? I'm not with child yet." And he was like, "Well, we've only been married less than a year. We just recommitted to each other. And she was
Mhm.
like, is it something that I need to be doing? And he was, I mean, she's
He's
asking
like,
him, is it something I need to be doing? And she was like, he's like, well, as long as you're having a pentacle.
he's like,
And
you
she said,
are
oh,
having a
a
pinnacle.
pentacle.
And she
And
like,
she's like,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
guess so.
Yeah, she agreed because she didn't want to be shamed. She was shamed that she didn't even know what a pinnacle was. So she just like, yes, I am. He like, oh, okay. And he just left it as that. One thing I did know, listen, she didn't know a thing about a pinnacle, but one thing she did know was that she wasn't feeling a damn thing. That's what the fuck I do. Like, what is all of the who and why and I and all this shit? Like, what is going on? Because she knew she wasn't feeling it. Okay. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah. So she knew she wasn't feeling that whole amazing grace. I sweet down, child. Sorry, God. I ain't mean to bring you into it. What is going on?
yeah,
Okay. Okay, so that happened. So with that scene, that was one sorry sex scene. But anyway,
so the next
ah,
day, I think the next day, Penelope and uh why can't I remember her husband's name? I'm not
Colin.
Collins. Yeah, but Penelope and Collins was supposed to be meeting Francesca and John for ice cream. And while they
Yeah.
go to get the ice cream, she meekly asks uh Penelope, what is a pinnacle? Well, Penelope and Collins was having a pinnacle right there in the cottage before in
Okay.
the carriage right before they got there. She
Like with
been
they
humping.
nasty tail, ain't even washed their hand or nothing. Just hopped out of there. Just hopped out. Ain't washed hand, ass, nothing. Just dip right into the ice cream. That's why you gotta be careful shaking people's hands and stuff. You don't know what they've been doing. Child.
Lord.
Ugh. Yeah, she was like, so you, she was like, yeah, you know, because she didn't ask her what it was yet. She was too embarrassed to ask her what it was. She said, you know, she was like, yeah, she's like, oh, okay, too much details. Like, she like, oh, I keep forgetting that is your brother.
Brother. Mm,
She like, oh my God, like, because Penelope ready to tell it all. Yeah, but she about to tell her we just did it just before we met.
right?
Oh God, they was having they was having a ball in that carriage, honey. Now, Sophie and Benedict was in the library and
Mm-hmm.
she knew a lot about art. We start discovering
Right.
Sophie is not your normal Sophie, okay?
Right.
Even though she have much life outside, but
Yeah.
she still had a life while her dad because you remember
All of that. I
her
think she learned
dad
all of
didn't
that prior
pass.
to.
That's what I said. Her dad passed when she was like a young lady,
Right. Right.
late teens. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? So
right.
she's had the life, far
Yeah.
as schooling and
Culture. And,
outside the culture and all of that. So she had that experience,
but I
and
thought it
she.
was very presumptuous of Benedict to say when she get in the library and he was asking her, "Oh, you're welcome to read any book you like. Oh, you can read." And she was like, "Yeah, I can read." And then he went to ask her, and she was looking through his arts, and she went to telling him about art, and she was like, he was like, "Oh, okay, she's not a normal girl. She knows art. She
Uh-huh,
knows how to read." And then she picks up his French book. His French
uh-huh.
book that he was writing in, and he said, told her, "Oh, that's my French book." And then she went to speaking in French to him.
Okay.
I said, "See, that's why you can't judge a book by its
By
cover,
its cover,
because
exactly.
and that was a good example for me to say that while they were in the library, right?
Yes.
Because,
Exactly. And yeah, because she broke out speaking in French. And he
hmm
was like, oh,
and she
you
even
know,
critiqued him on his
and
on his
sure
French.
did. And
Mm,
said, there go those lips again. She was like, It's the watch
It-
my lips or something. He was
yeah,
like,
she said it's in the
okay,
lips. You have to
it's in the
put
lips.
you have to put your lips in a certain position. And when he said that, that made him look at her lips.
Hmm.
I said, oh, they so close, but yet so far.
I know, right? Now, remember we went and we were talking about the maids and the Featherton. So the Featherton maid, you
Hmm.
know,
Her name
she
is
approached
Valerie.
and they were
Valerie.
talking.
Val.
Valerie,
Hmm.
that's her name, Val.
I think I spelled it Valeary. Valerie.
Okay, Valerie.
Mm.
Okay, so she, they sitting there. She was like, "Oh, and all this." They talking about the maids, talking about how much they didn't get paid, and and so they were discussing, and she was like, "Well, you are happy, right?" And so Valerie looking like, "Well," it was telling her like, um, I was all, saying like I would like a little more, and all this. And it was crazy because after they had that talk, I'm sorry, because we skipped a portion where they did have a talk, her and Lady Featherton, and that other daughter talked about, oh, it's not good to speak with family about money.
Money. Right.
And she was like, and I'm thinking to myself, because she was like, oh, well, I would one. And she said, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, she told her she'll
She
think
blew her
about it
off. Like
and blew her
Featherton,
off. Yeah.
she blew her off. She was like, I will consider, giving you a raise, but you know, it wasn't like she was enthusiastic about her concerns. She's saying, I got an offer for a better position, and she said, oh, I would just love to hear how what their looks on their face when you turned them down. And she was like, you would? She looking at her
Mm-mm.
like, so are you going to offer me? Are you going to, compete? There is a war going on.
Right. She like,
No,
no, actually,
I'll
no.
I'll consider it. She said, I'll consider it because
No,
we're
they
like
did.
family.
She did no, just read my book. He didn't realize it was her. Um, but yeah, so she told her she consider it. So now we up to she comes with this. I don't know what told her this was a brilliant idea. She comes and gives the maid Valerie her
Hmm.
old dresses. And,
Hmm. Two
and
seasons.
listen,
Two
2 seasons, a big
seasons.
ass box full of dresses of her old dresses, and they were ugly too, child. These
Hmm.
ugly dresses she gave her, the maid was like, I just thought to myself, like, so disrespectful, and she so disrespectful. I thought about your, what you said, and I said, oh, here's my gifts and all of this. So she did that, and I said, so disrespectful. At that moment, I knew she was gonna leave anyway. I was just like, I think she gonna leave after that, but she was still grateful, thinking at the moment, well, at least she thought of me, and
Yeah,
gave me her dresses. So she brushed that off and
but she
just
felt
left
some
it
kind
at
of
that.
way.
Oh,
She
yes, she
definitely,
did.
Valerie
She was
felt some
hurt.
kind of way because after she gave her those dresses, she says, "Oh, I'm just exhausted now. After looking through the back of my closet for these dresses, can you fetch me
Give
my
me my
tea?"
tea.
Told her
Yeah.
fetch. She told her to fetch, like fetch, dog. Like you throw a
Child.
boomerang and you tell the dog go fetch. I was like, bitch,
Mm,
the
mm,
nerve,
mm, mm, mm.
the nerve,
It just a nerve. That was so
the
disrespectful. I
nerve.
said, well, we already know she ain't got no respect for nobody anyway. So you know how she get down. But I'm just thinking, this was your right hand maid, okay?
Yeah, she
With
kept all of
all
her
that, with
secrets.
all your
She,
secrets and wicked
yeah.
deeds and shit.
Exactly. She did. She knew, and that's why she figured she would get paid, maybe too, because she was valuable to her. Because she did know all of her secrets, and she has helped her through her darkest times, losing
Yeah,
her husband and losing the money and trying to get the girls married off, and all of these
yeah.
things are the things. And she gave her ass to kiss in a
Mm-hmm.
nice, pretty, old fashioned dress.
Mm,
Okay,
mm, mm, mm.
That's my opinion.
Now we done, and it's, yeah, I feel the same way. And we talked about Colin and Penelope not washing their hands and then
Hmm.
on their sexual carriage ride.
Hmm.
And so now we get into Lady in Waiting. Okay.
Yes, Lady Dandridge and the Queen.
So
Oh, you talking
Lady,
about Lady Dandridge and Alice and their
because that's
stroke?
what it's called. What Lady Danbury, her
Hmm.
position to the Queen is Lady in
Lady in
Waiting.
Waiting. Hmm.
So that is her position to the Queen.
But she's not
Um,
the only one. She's not the only lady in
no, she's
waiting.
not. She's not,
Hmm.
but she's just the
She's the
closest one.
highest.
She's
She's
the
the
top.
hierarchy. Hmm.
Exactly. She's the lead. Let's say that. And so because she don't know nothing about them other damn ladies. Okay, she don't pay them damn ladies no attention. But we learn, so Lady Danbury, she is talking to Will's wife. I can't remember her name. Will, the black couple,
Yeah,
um, who is friends with family.
yeah. Will and
And
Alice.
she's talking to her about the Queen, and they're just going in it. And then that's when a light bulb went in her head because she was like, "Well, you know her well."
Hmm.
So she kind of get why the Queen feels the need to keep her is what she was thinking.
Right,
Like
because they're friends.
everything.
Yeah, because you're a friend,
Know
then you know what she wants and
you
what
know
she
what she
likes.
wants, what she likes. Like, I mean, who wouldn't want to keep on?
Right.
That's crazy when you get to know and you know all my needs and wants, secrets, that's a bond you wouldn't. Why would she want to
Yeah.
let that go? That's like, so she understood it. Then the light bulb went on in Lady Danbury head. That's when I knew. I said, she gonna want her to be the
Right. The next
lady in
lady
the
in waiting.
eye. And
Hmm.
I said, see, that went off because she felt like, oh, see, you understood. But
Hmm.
even with that, a bell went off in my head. And I said, look, Lady Danbury didn't give a damn that that lady got like six kids.
Yeah, yeah. She wasn't considering her as, and what she would have to sacrifice,
Exactly. She
being a
didn't.
married woman and just coming, but she knew she's just coming into money. She knows she's
Yeah,
just coming into money and coming into society. But I think she also was looking at it in a selfish way
she
because
was.
she felt like she would be a good candidate because sure, let's look at it. The queen has, when you see her at her on her throne, she has three women on each side of her
Yes, she
that are her
does.
ladies in waiting. And Lady Danbridge, she's always the one that's standing closest to the seat. She's the one that's gives the queen the pushback. She's the one that sits down with the queen and plays the
Right.
games and listen to, watch all the jokers and all the whoopla that goes on over there. But the other ladies, they don't do that. They just stand there and hold
No,
the
they
dog,
just stand
hold
there.
the Shih Tzus.
But I'm in. She's the only one who gets to leave and go, come and
Right,
go.
right. Because
So
the other ladies
the
in waiting, I
other
think they live
ladies,
there, don't
yeah,
they?
they do. But
Hmm.
they don't have no life, you know.
Right, right.
So
That's how
it's
I'm trying to figure out how did that lady on the season episode 2, how did that other one, how did that other lady in waiting get pregnant and had to leave?
I guess they got time to
She must have
sneak
got pregnant
away.
by one of the servant guys that's on the property. You see what I'm saying? It must have
Must
been.
be.
Mm-hmm.
But she said, "Yeah, you leave here, you banished. You can
Mm-hmm.
never come back here." I said, "Damn, dang, off with your head."
Mm-hmm. Just a
So
mess.
yeah. So now that was in the works. So now Sophie, back to Sophie in the maid, Miss Crabtree, they were having a talk, they're discussing, and she was sitting there saying, with talking about Benedict, and she made sure she told Sophie, remember your place.
Place. Mm-hmm.
Remember your place, because she see that their
Relationship.
relationship is more than just, first of all, how he came and took you in as a guest
Mm-hmm.
and then telling me that he's looking for work for you. But to be overall, once you start getting into this episode, it wasn't that lady miss the miss
Crabberry,
Crabtree was
Richard.
being mean.
No,
She
she wasn't.
actually was concerned for her.
Right,
She
right,
wanted her to be okay because she
right.
already know he's a fuck boy.
Mm.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying too. She
yeah,
knows he plays around, and also she's a maid. She knows what will happen
right,
if she start messing around, and he mess
right.
with the help and they fuck around.
Yeah, her
She
character will
knew
be
what's
ruined.
going. Your character is going to be ruined.
Hmm.
And she didn't want that for her. And
Right.
remember, she got in the back of her mind. There's more to her than what she put
It's
on because
revealing.
she saw that pendant. So
Right.
she knows that this is not your normal maid
Mm.
in a
And-
sense. She
right. I can
knows
see
this
that.
is she
There's something
kind of
different about her.
she
There's
she
something different. She
knows
can't put
there's
her
some
finger on it,
she can't
but
put
there's something different.
exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. And so yeah, so I liked how she wanted to protect us, like, know your place.
Hmm.
Remember,
And,
you a maid, not you ain't supposed to be messing around with the master.
right.
Okay.
And then she even had a conversation with Benedict too,
She
to
sure
not take
did.
advantage of her, because if she's you're in a higher stature than she is, and of course she's going to do what you ask her to do, even if it's not to her benefit, and don't take advantage of her. You were raised better than that,
Exactly.
and so I
Yeah,
thought that
because
was
you
very
know
telling
better.
too.
I love
Hmm.
that. I love how she was telling him to take
The
responsibility.
ability. Oh yeah,
You
she
you
actually
know you
did.
you know it's wrong. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And it's time to grow up,
I,
basically.
I wrote this down. She said, "You owe it to yourself to to
Yeah, I wrote that part down too.
down the, you owe it to yourself to finish something, because she's always starting stuff, painting, supposed to build that kite, supposed to be, he's supposed to, but he never completes anything, and so she wanted him to do something and complete it, you know
Exactly.
know your self-worth, and yeah, I thought that was very good. She's a wise lady, and she has the Bridgerton's family, she holds them in high honor, and so she wants to make sure that their legacy stays intact. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I got from that.
Absolutely.
But can
Me
we go
too.
back? Can we go back? Cause
Yeah,
to the
we
part,
weren't at that part yet, but go ahead. Now
what
the
part?
lady, I said we weren't there, but we since we were talking about it,
Oh,
but go ahead.
oh. Oh
Go
no,
back.
because I was going to say, the second day or the first day, when she Sophie, he told her to go, and she got up and put on the new dress, put on a dress that belongs to his sisters and stuff, and
Yeah.
she was walking around the garden, and around the garden yards, and I found that to be very odd how she was just examining the trees and the
Mm-hmm.
flowers, and but then she is like she struggled with how to be relaxed and how
Exactly.
not to be in servitude mindset. She
Exactly.
even when she seen a flower that was needed to be
The
pulled up,
weeds. Yeah.
uh-huh, she felt like she needed to pull the weed up, which entail got her dress dirty,
Yep.
and and he spotted her in the window watching her walk through this garden, and she looked so awkward, like she was looking at the
Very
rocks,
awkward.
and she looked very awkward, like this is a new experience for me to just be without having someone tell her what to do and having all these chores to do.
Exactly. She didn't
Yeah,
know what to do with herself. She was so lost. Like,
yeah,
kind of like he was like, you do know how to leisure. What they say,
leisure.
leisure. Yeah, you know how leisure. Do you know leisure? Like how to be leisure?
That even happened
And
when they was eating, when she was standing
uh-huh.
and they was
And
watching,
she
because
had
she
to
was
get
trying to relax and stand and reposition herself and
it
lean on
was
the chair
awkward.
and leisure. I was like, poor baby.
She was like, I
And,
do. I know how to be leisure. I
yeah,
know how to be
that
leisure.
Penwood woman, she did a number on her.
She sure did.
She mind fucked her in
She did.
every way possible.
She did. Mm-mm-mm. Now, Lady Bridgerton and Danbury's brother. Okay. At the talk, it was like, and he's like, girl, are you ready? See, like you ready? She was like, no, I'm ready. It's been a long time. It's been a long time, y'all. He said, "Well, let me know if you're not ready. We can, take our time. Like there's no rush, because they ready. He ready to bump and grind. Okay. And so she like, "Oh, I'm ready, I'm ready," but it's been a long time for me. I thought that was so cute. And and now I see that part right there showed me that her mindset of a little bit of how why she can't have these talks, right? With her daughters about sex and different things, right? Because her herself is giddy about it. Yeah, she's a little like, oh, and she feels like that's a private part, but as a mother, that is your duty to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
teach and enlighten your children about what they're going to go on, what's going to go on behind those closed doors in the room once he gets you in the mood. Okay. So it's like, I just like, okay, okay, Lady Bridgerton, it's time for you gotta realize you do have, but then I got to thinking these women were young.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm saying even herself when she got married, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Very young. So, yeah, I can see how it's so yeah, a little confusing. But anyhow, but the kite scene, they
Mm-hmm.
were having a ball with the kite, and that just brought me back to these little text clues of he knew that it was more to her than what she let on. Like this is a maid that had life. You know what I'm saying? Because you can see, she knew about the kite. She knew French. She knows this. And he's kind of he knows that there is so much more to Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
And he is intrigued. And as he said, yeah, I'm trying to get in your business. Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
want to know your life. I want to know you, more of you. But she seemed so, well, not seem well at the time. I'm saying she seems to be, experienced in a lot of areas, and it was intriguing, and she really enjoyed herself. And it was hard for her. She lost her childhood, like her youth age was snatched from her. So it's kind of like, damn, she was trying to grab and hold on to those memories of her flying a kite, her learning and furthering her education, her, just knowing and experience of life. All that stuff was snatched from her. So, like you said, that lady Pinwheel did a goddamn job on her. It's so depressing. But
Mm-hmm.
that scene was nice, and even the maid and them looking like, what is going on? Because Miss Crabtree and her husband was in the kitchen, and they discussing about Sophie and Benedict's behavior because they like this is unusual. Because they're
Right.
watching them out there. He like, look, the husband ain't worried about nothing. He
No,
like,
he's
let them
not.
kids be.
Yeah, they
Let
just
them kids
friends.
be. He
Yeah.
said it looks like a kite to me. I hope it looked like a kite under there or something. She like, no, this is odd. She's like, it's quite strange. It's not about the kite. But the husband wasn't bothered. He just like these are two young children having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And she know what's up. She's just like, this ain't happening under my watch. I'm keeping my eye on them too. Okay. Now, Lady Bridgerton is just not comfortable, once I was saying, talking about sex because now Francesca goes to her. And she
Mm.
said, "What is a pinnacle?" You know, and she's all fluffy, like, uh, uh, well, and she's like, "Oh, let's go in here," because she said, I guess she's like, she's not ready for this talk because she's not even dating nobody,
Well, she's
meaning
dating.
not
She
her. I'm talking about
Mark.
because what's her name was in the room at the time, Eloise, remember?
Oh,
And so she separated herself, like, oh, let's go in here, because Eloise ain't even pursuing as
oh,
far as she know. So she put her in the room, and she's all like, it's pleasant, it's delightful, some language, some it's magical, special feeling
feelings
inside.
side. I wrote that
It's
down
like,
too.
look, yeah, yeah. You see how she
She was
did you see
flustered,
how
honey.
she was flustered trying
Flustered.
to explain what a pinnacle is? She said it's like a magical feeling inside. Look, Francesca had to take a sip of that tea.
They both did. No, they was
Like,
drinking. They was drinking wine. I think they had glasses. They was drinking alcohol,
oh
and
God.
I think they both needed that glass after that sip. After that,
Okay.
because she was like, "Oh," and
Oh, I
I
ain't
still
feeling
don't know
that.
if Francesca really grasped the concept of what the pinnacle meant. It's just a feeling, but that she said there's really no words to explain it, but
Yeah, it really is. And she just was all over the place, like,
she could just say orgasm, or your body explodes and bodily fluids come out. They because they're too elegant for that. You know,
exactly. Like it's kind of like you share it, like it's private.
right?
Like that's a private moment, an intimate moment that I can't get, like how you may feel.
Why is Linda B laughing? Why is she laughing? And why is she laughing out loud?
Baby, all I know is Francesca knew she ain't had no pinnacle yet. Okay.
Mm,
She ain't had no damn pinnacle. She knew that from when she laid that in that damn bed.
yeah.
Baby, Francesca knew damn well she wasn't feeling not a bit, nothing. That might that might have ruined Francesca or run or bodily fluids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
might
guess they
have
didn't have
been.
those words in the vocabulary back then.
Yes. Now, uh, uh, Sophie, Sophie watching Benedict swim. That was such. I look. That scene was everything for me, right?
Mm.
Because he is just not shy about himself. Okay, you could tell
Oh,
he's
he's
well
open. He's
experienced and
open.
very open.
Mhm.
And so
Skinny
he's
dipping. He out there
exactly.
skinny dipping in the lake
He's skinny dipping in the lake, and
with a
he can
wound. With a
right
wound.
with a wound with his stubborn, hard headed tail. And she's hiding behind a tree, but you know how you could sense somebody's watching, right? I
Hmm.
know I can. You ain't no longer. You went from a room. You went from an environment where no one's there, and then you could feel somebody's presence, and he's up there. Come out. He gets out of the river, the whatever that
Yeah,
is,
the lake without
the
even and
lake.
all. He's not modest about it or nothing. He just
Nothing. He just walked
just
straight out, butt naked.
wasn't trying to cover nothing up. I said, well,
Yeah, he
here we
butt
go.
naked talking about step out. I know you're there. And so he's finally start putting his pants on, didn't even finish. He done stood there and posed, talking about, I can stand here all day. Just like this. And she finally come out and and she go fetch his shirt and all that. And then they just at the kiss.
The second
Ah,
kiss. The second kiss
ooh, the
that
second kiss.
of the
Yeah.
of the unknown Cinderella.
Okay. I was
You would
like,
think that would have been
oh,
the. You think that would have been a sign that he would have caught on, since he was so fascinated about the lips. He's been fantasizing about her all this time. You would think that would have been a sign for him, but Benedict is slow.
yeah, because I said, I was thinking, like, you can't tell me he didn't remember her lips then. Like the way he, you know what I'm saying? Because that kiss was in depth. It was intimate, it was
Mm-hmm.
really in depth. So I was just like, you can't remember? I'm like, Jesus, maybe it's an infection. I don't know. Shit. And and that's when we get to the part where I was saying Miss Crabtree, the maid, she ain't stupid, and that's when she sit and have that talk, with
Mm-hmm.
him. And she just wanted, to me, I feel like she just wanted to really, really protect Sophie. That's what I mean, because
Right.
she knows he's a hoe. Okay. And she's like, don't read too much into that. That's what another thing she had told her. Don't
Yeah.
read too much into whatever he's giving you. Okay. Cause he ain't about that life. That's what she did know. You know what I'm saying? Let me
Mm.
see. She is very fadacious, a neat freak. You so crazy. That would certainly be off putting to me. What would be off putting to you? Just read my book.
About him being in the pool in the lake naked. Maybe that's what you referred
Child.
to.
And I was ready to throw my shoe again, right? I'm like, come on. You don't get it. It's her. Damn it. Shit. Anyway, my good Lord, what I got to punch you in the nose? What she said, I keep telling y'all he needs to sniff her wrist. Right, right. Well, maybe that would have woke him up. Bodily fluids. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Now, so, what happened? And that's when she told him, she was like, you owe it to yourself to uh dedicate dedicate yourself to something. You
Mm-hmm.
need to dedicate yourself to something. You gotta be something. You can't be a hoe all your life, resting
Mm.
around, and don't be wrecking up anybody else's life. And because he did tell her he met somebody,
Yeah, he
and
did.
he was looking for her, but that was before he got there, and
Mm.
all that. And then he's in the process, but you're holding me hostage. Because she told him he can't leave until he's 100% better, to go back to London. And he's like, but you're holding hostage. She was like, well, treat her, appreciate it,
Mm.
appreciate that woman. Make sure
Respect
don't
her.
respect her. Don't
Mm.
fuck over her, treat her with respect. All right. Let me see. I keep telling y'all he needs his. Oh, okay, you did say that. Okay, my bad. Now, so Lady Featherton, we gets back to Lady Featherton, and she goes out and buy new dresses, and
Mm.
then had the nerves to brag about it to the maid, talking about some new dresses, and Valerie, that's what she broke down to her.
Yeah, she
I
should
done
have.
kept yo sit. I was like, yes. I was screaming. She was like, I kept your secret. Talking about, because she had the nerve to tell her. She was like, new dresses. You told me we was hard for money,
Money. Hmm.
and that's why you couldn't give me more. You go out and buy dresses,
And then
and
look what she, and then Feather turned around and told her, well, if I give you a raise, I have to give everybody a raise. Like, bitch, you don't
right.
have to. No, you don't. You give me a raise because I do. I know all your secrets. They don't know all your secrets. I know where the bones is buried, bitch. No, you gonna
Okay,
pay.
and you be having me doing the most.
Oh, so, okay.
I'm not doing them people don't do half of the shit I do for this family. And because
Mm-hmm.
that's what tried to run that family card on her. She
Yeah,
said, that maid broke that. She said, I am not your
not,
family. I'm your employee. I
ma'am.
said, yes. I said, Valerie, if you don't tell that hooker. Nah, let me stop. If you don't tell her, she said, I am not your family. I'm your employee. Like,
Mm,
don't get it twisted. I understand that sounds sweet and all. I do this, but
manipulating. That's
your
manipulating.
family. Exactly.
Well, it
She
was a
said,
manipulating.
I said, tell it. I said, you rather her leave. And then she told her, well, I guess you should leave.
Yeah.
If you, yeah, I said, damn, you rather her leave than to pay her? I said, Bobby.
Mm,
Like,
mm,
I,
mm.
I, I was like, don't think, I was not, but I think she wasn't expecting her to leave.
Yeah, yeah.
You,
She probably wasn't.
she wasn't expecting her to walk out on her and leave.
She
Absolutely
pulled her
not.
whole card. Valerie pulled her whole card. She was like, "Okay, if that's how you feel, that's how I feel too. Let me move around. Let me
Right.
move around."
I'm going to show you better than I can tell you, boo, because I'm
Hmm.
out. And I
Yep.
said, well, how the hell you treating that lady like that after all she's done for you?
And then want to talk about you. We family. You don't treat family like that either. But
Exactly.
oh,
But I
we wasn't
like
family then.
exactly.
Hmm.
Absolutely not. Now, um, so that happened, and so she walked off. So I was like, I knew she was gonna be up out of there after that. Okay.
Hmm.
Now, Lady Danbury wasn't playing. Okay. She said, I'm ready to bounce. I'ma find you someone myself.
Yeah.
And the queen face, she didn't like that.
Oh, because you know what happened? Because the queen was like trying to, like, for Danbury to be all amused. I got this bonbons from Germany, and I got this
Right.
bonbons from China, and I got these bonbons from Africa, and I got these
Right.
bonbons. And she like, girl, I don't give a damn about your
Fuck
bonbons.
the
I want,
bonbons.
I got some fish to fry, and it ain't here.
She basically, basically, Danbury like fuck them bonbons. I'm trying to get up out of here. Okay, I'ma find you somebody myself. Her face looked like a skull child. Okay, looked
Mhm.
like a skull child. Like oh no, she done threw a wrench in my plans. I'm trying to swoo you. She said I had enough bonbons in
Yeah,
my
she was trying to
motherfucking
war with
life.
these bonbons, like that was supposed to impress her and make her, appease her. You know what I mean? Appease her. It wasn't to please
Exactly.
her, because to please her would be to honor her wishes and let her go. But this is to appease her, which is also, manipulating. You know what I mean? I want you to be at my beck and call, regardless of what you feel, and my feelings precede your feelings. Entitled, so entitled. Who would want to leave this place? I pay my maids good. Who would? That was her attitude. The queen was like when she asked how many servants she had, she said, and the little boy on the side said, you have 142 maids and male servants, and she said, do you have a problem, Dan Barringer? And she says, no, I pay my servants very
Yes,
well, and
very
I
well.
respect them, and I respect them.
And then in the turn, she turned around and told her, "Oh, well, yeah, that what that man said, yeah, is he was like is like they can't get in and they can't
And get
leave."
out. Oh yeah, they want to get in, but they they can't get out. That was ooh, that was oh
Very
my god.
telling. That was
Ooh.
telling. Like your ass can get in, you can't get in, and you can't get out. Meaning you have to be chosen.
Mm-hmm. To
You
get
this
in.
is handpicked to get in, and and once you here, you locked in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's where he was kind of giving Danbury a hand, like your ass.
You locked in, sister. You ain't you can cancel your cruise to another country, because she needs you here, and she ain't gonna let you go willingly.
Yes. Yes, Miss
Mm,
Featherton does think too highly of herself. She
mm,
loves stinking tell. She get on my nerves.
mm.
Now the scene with um Benedict and Sophia when they were in there, he was painting and brush drawing her or something,
Mm.
whatever.
Yeah, he
And
was
he
drawing her.
apologized,
Hmm.
saying it was my bad because after
It was a
that talk
mistake.
with, yeah,
Right.
after the talk with
Miss
the
Cranberry
Miss
Crabtree.
Crabtree, he like, okay, yeah, it's time for me to straighten up, so he
Right.
felt bad because
Right.
he still don't remember, so he's like, okay, you know what, I sorry, I apologize, I shouldn't have done that, it'll
Mm.
never happen again. And she was like, oh, okay, so you know we'll
It-
never see each other, whatever, whatever. And they walk out, and then we go
But you
into,
know what? I don't think she was expecting him to say that. I
no,
don't
she
think
didn't
Sophie
want him to be
she I don't think
sorry.
Sophie was expecting him to say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have stepped out of bounds like that. I think to me, I felt like she was hoping she
That
was
he
still having some
remembered.
hope that he would remember her or that, he would see her in a different way, which he did see her, they kiss, but I think she was still hoping that maybe there could be a meeting place where they could still be.
Absolutely.
But when he said, I apologize, I shouldn't have did that, that kind of like, to me, that hurt her. That
It
that
did.
changed her dynamic with him because she was like, wait a minute, I'm what am I doing? I'm stepping out of bounds, and this is it's obvious he doesn't. He says he's chasing me, but he doesn't remember me. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like an oxymoron. You looking for me, but I'm right here. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Linda says, but Sophie could have said who she was the whole time at the cottage. She could have. She very well could have.
And that's the thing, because it was like, well,
Yeah,
if she would, I'm sure they trying to stretch the story out,
yeah, yeah.
but I feel like she should have. I
I mean,
knew
she's had
Valerie
she's had a
did.
couple of opportunities when he came to her house, their house,
Yeah,
the Penwood house. She had opportunities, so she's had, and we keep looking at like when is he going to recognize her, but when is she going to step up to the plate and say, "Look, I am the lady this that you met that night at the masquerade ball. I know our lifestyles are different. I know your stature in life is above mine, but I am she. She is me. I'm the one. You know what I mean? But that does not happen. Of course, we want the storyline to keep continuing, but it could have been a quick resolve.
exactly.
Could have been a
That's
quick
how I
resolve.
feel like. So it was no need for you to. First of all, let's. The context of this whole thing is, girl, he only thing he could see is your eyes and lips. You had a mask on, honey.
But you could
And
tell her eyes were slanted. Not nothing against Asian people, but you could
yeah,
tell
but you
she has Asian features. So I mean, and it was there's only a limited family we see in this town in the tons. They call it the tons. They don't call it the town. They call it the tons. You don't see a whole bunch of Asian persuasion people. You know what I'm saying? Or at least with stature. And so when I don't know. It just seems like they keep missing the mark. Like,
well, it's him. It's her because the mark is. I came to the family. I saw the Asian because remember he went to their house,
right,
and so instead of you just being frank and real, you know what I'm saying? Listen, this is what it is. And I think also in his mind, he's also thinking, well, this can't be her because he know they're not allowed to go to parties and shit like that. She a maid, so this can't be. You get what I'm saying? So she can't knock him
yeah.
for not knowing the obvious because he knows they're not allowed to go to parties and balls and all of that stuff and dressing up as
Damn
a
it, I want
part
him
of
to
the
connect the
party.
dots.
I
Okay,
do want him to
connect the
do
dots.
that, but she need to help him.
Yeah, Linda B said, I don't know. Benedict's a whole and he's slow. Both.
A whole and slow. So right there, I'm just saying, I feel like he in his head, he think he got it, but then he's like, no, it can't be because how would she be at the? I'm saying in his head, he's probably
Right.
thinking yes, but he's like, I'm not trying to make a mistake. and this would be one big ass mistake because she's a maid. So he's trying to tread lightly with what he's thinking. Because at one part he thinks and he's like, I think this is hot, but I don't want to make a mistake. And then after, his maid, well, his servant, he's thinking, rethinking this because I think he was getting into the moment. But then after having that talk with Miss Crabtree, he probably like, you know what? Let me not fuck this up. What if this not this girl? Because how was she getting to the ball? Like, how did she do this? And it's not connecting because he don't know she was put out because as he was told, it was only two of the girls at that house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they are.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of like you don't want to be thrown off. And then if it is him, you know what I mean? Okay, if it is her, what I'm trying to say, like he don't want to miss his mark. If it's not her and he jumped the gun and now get with this lady just because he wanted to be her so bad, that's how I think I was looking at it. Like he wants it to be her so bad, he's thinking like, let me not make a mistake and this end up not her and I go back home and it's a whole different woman and then now I'm falling in love because I want it to be her so bad. Am I really in love or I just want to believe that this is the lady who I met at that um party? Sophie needs to rub that glove on her post point and leave it laying on the banister. Okay? She need to do something. Give him a context clue. The hoe is slow. Lord have mercy. So that ends that with that where the queen is trying to get in the queen, she's trying Danbury, like, I'm gonna bring you somebody and blah blah blah. Now they get back to London and Sophie and Benedict. We are on episode so we on like episode and they return to London. Now she is she returns to London, her and Benedict, and she's like, "Why are we going on this road?" And so now he told her the idea that he had, that he suggests that she's gonna work because he remember he promised her that he had a job, he was gonna find her a job, but it was so hard. I think the Black Bull worked where, couldn't find her anywhere else. So he decided Sophie is going to work for him and for his mother. And Sophie ain't like that. Sophie did not like that idea. She said, wait a second. I cannot work for your mother. What are you talking about? That was so crazy. And he was like, yeah, sure you can. You can work for her. Sophie, like, no, I cannot. She did not like that at all, y'all. I said,
I think Sophie didn't want to do work in the Bridgerton home because of the fact that they had that kiss, and she's already
yes,
feeling they. She knows that they both are having some kind of feelings. They don't quite know what that feeling is, but there's an attraction there. And I don't. I think she was like, I don't need to be in close proximity to him because this is not going to end well. You know what I mean? She just, So that's my thought process. Is I think she was uncomfortable knowing that they've already crossed the barrier and to be in the
yeah,
house there again, there's going to be a likely chance of that happening again. That's what I think the reason why
I
she's so
think so
against it.
too. I think so too, because that is so awkward. We already said our goodbyes. Remember after you said you made a mistake, you know? And I said,
Right.
well, we shouldn't see each other again. Now that would have been a good one. Just read my book, throwing another ball, calling out the lady with the missing glove. But that is true, you know. And so she's like, I didn't expect to see you again. I thought when we got to London, we was gonna go our separate ways, and you was going, you know, it had me go find me employment. I was gonna go there so we wouldn't see each other again because we know there's passion.
Mm-hmm.
We know there's passion, and now I'm gonna be in your mama's house. And she knew that was a big no as well. Because I think in her mind, she still had hopes that he would remember. But if I start working for your mom, how are we going to do this? I saw her working for his mom as big trouble. Me too. Did did she know at the time that her stepmother had moved right next door? Um,
No, she didn't know
no,
it.
she didn't
No.
know.
Mm-mm.
No,
No, she didn't know.
she don't know that they moved right next door. Nope. Nope. She really didn't know. Now it's so crazy because they in this house. Now I'm kind of skipping through this one because I had to rush through episode 4, but she was pissed. She was pissed. Remember, I told you that she went and he tried to get her a job someplace, but she was blackballed.
Right.
You know, the man, he said he tried. Oh, that's what I didn't see. Shit. Damn. I ain't see my grapes. Look, I heard you snacking now. Look.
Oh, you can you? Oh shit! Let me go on mute.
No, you good. You ain't loud like that. You good. You good. I
I'm
just knew
eating
you
some
was.
guacamole and some chips. So
Oh, I got
that's,
guacamole and chips too. So I guess I could
that's
have
my
that.
snack
Look at
while we.
that. Great minds think alike. Ow.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Let me see. Okay, trying to keep it straight. That that happened later. What happened later? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. When she first came back, she didn't know Linda, right? You know when you want to snack, you hear everything. She wasn't bothering me. That's my that's my inner greediness. That's my inner greediness because I knew I wanted a snack. Actually, I want to pour me some more water. Now, and then he was so worried, like that she would work for somebody else that, like, the the guy who was about
Yeah,
to try to insult her.
yeah. He
And
wanted to protect her. He
he
definitely
did.
wanted to protect her after that incident, and he's gotten to know her a little bit, and he sees that she's not just a regular servant type person. He wants to protect her, and
Yeah,
so I
and he
think
want
him.
to help her.
Yeah, and even though he doesn't even stay with his mom, he don't stay at the Bridgerton
No, he
mansion. He
doesn't.
stays at he has his own, his own bachelor pad. So it wouldn't be that they have easy access, like Linda B said in the thing, but it would be that they would see each other more frequently.
Yes.
Hmm.
That's what he told her. Like, I don't even live there. He like, I don't even live there. Look, I I love how she comes in and I don't know. What do you think about the talk with her and Sophie? Lady Bridgerton and Sophie.
So she was really trying to feel her out and find out some history about her because she was really like interviewing her kind of to a certain extent, I think.
Yeah, she
Like
was.
she was interviewing her for her to be a servant in their house, and so she wanted to know a little bit about her history. So she was picking information,
Hmm.
but she was, Sophie was being kind of conservative and reserved. She only wanted, and I think she even made up a lie
She did,
about the
sort
house
of.
that she used to work for. Because I don't remember her working for no other house besides the one the Penwood house,
That's
and
the only house. She just left out
the
details
mm-hmm,
because she knew if she would have said any more, she would have knew that it was her because she's the
right,
one the town is buzzing about.
mm-hmm, yeah,
The maid, because remember he told her, I asked all my friends and their wives, the wives refused to hire. Said something about you being outcast or something. Something and nobody will hire you. So she knew if she said too much that she would know that that is she is her. Yeah, she didn't want to say where she worked. Hell no. And good thing she didn't because she didn't even realize they lived right next door now. Child, that was a lot. But anyway, after getting to know her and just talking, she did welcome her in, and um,
and then all the servants, even servants, and Miss Wilson is the head servant for the Bridgertons. And
yes,
I that's what I really like about this season because it's not just about the people with money. It's about the people that don't have money. You know, all the servants, the maids, and then they're developing their personalities throughout
yes,
this season. And I like that part about this season four because even the servants fit the Bridgerton. They were very welcoming her and telling her what her
yeah,
responsibilities was going to be. And I think they made her the young Bridgerton's guardian, kind of like, because she was one helping her, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
The sister who played the piano as
Right.
well.
Hmm.
And she introduced her to kitchen. They were very welcoming to. They really were, and made her feel at home. Listen, that kitchen, baby. Ah, I
That
always
kitchen.
love when it start off, and because they're always prepping for guests each season, right? When
Mm,
they start off, it's always in the kitchen, and the head maid that's down there,
right.
she was always in the kitchen. I want this. Hold on. And then the bells start ringing. They have arrived.
Baby, they have a well-oiled machine. You hear me? And
Yes.
all these servant quarters are just they're pristine, and it just y'all don't see shit on the floor. They ain't like you.
Nothing.
Like I be looking in the McDonald's drive-through window when I go to McDonald's. I be looking through the window, like looking at the floor and seeing all the fries on the floor and the grease on the floor.
Child. They be
They ain't have none of that
sliding
going
through
on.
it. They be sliding behind that counter, baby.
Right?
I remember that was my first fast food job
Mine
ever
too.
at
Mine too.
McDonald's. And baby, I was like, they used to look at me like I was crazy. I'm like, I stayed mopping, but it seemed like no matter
Mm-mm.
how much you mop, baby,
That floor
it felt like it got greasier.
slipper. Mhm. I worked at McDonald's 3 days because
Oh
I thought I was
shit.
gonna work. I thought I was gonna be the cash register girl, and they had me on fries, and I was like, I'm too cute to be doing any fucking
Okay.
fries. Grease popping on me. 3 days, and I was out. And I didn't even get my check. I was like, fuck the check. I was
Oh
16. You can keep
shit.
the check, all of it. I don't need no.
Oh God. I think I stayed on I didn't know. I stayed on for like I think I was there for 3 months. The only reason why I was there for 3 months because I liked the people. I was cool with the supervisor. Plus, my cousin knew she had managed. She ran one McDonald's, so she was cool with the management. So I just was cool with everybody. But yeah, I think I agree. They put me on a motherfucking fries, child.
Mm-mm. And
And after a
that's the
few
thing.
days of
That's a
that, I
side note because
was
we was
like,
talking about the kitchen and the maids in the
sorry,
quarters downstairs. But
sorry.
that yeah, no, but that's because probably even relate to it because you like to cook and you like your kitchen to be a certain way.
Mhm.
So I can see that you would be intrigued with that part of that.
Yes. I was
Mm.
like, ooh, look at that kitchen. It was
Mm.
just perfect. And I just like how welcoming they was. Nobody, they were secure about their jobs. Like everybody knew they had a place and nobody was coming to take over. You get what I'm saying? So they kind of welcomed Sophie and not looked at her uh
As a threat.
as a
Mm-mm.
threat. Exactly.
Hmm.
Now, what you thought about the kids?
Which kids?
Didn't
Which
they
one?
grow so big and they are so look, they picked some fine looking children in this Bridgerton family. No, I'm saying the kids, they got so big and they kind of favor.
Whose
I
kids you
thought that
referring
was a
to?
good the Bridgertons.
I don't know. You talking
Remember the
about?
Bridgertons?
Yeah, you talking about the
The
baby?
little kids, yeah.
Penelope's kids?
No, the
Oh,
youngest,
the two youngest. Oh
the
yeah,
two youngest. It's
youngest.
like they paired them well,
Oh,
like as they favor the other, brothers and sisters. Like they kind of favor. So,
mm.
but anyway, so he's still Benedict is still looking for the lady when the lady is right with his
Under
eyes.
his roof now. Under his roof and twice. Under his mama roof. Under his child.
I'm like, Benedict, like what is going on? Okay. But I don't know. I think Sophie felt a little um she felt she was falling in love with them already. I think, you know.
You think? You think?
Now, yeah, she
Mm.
was.
Mm.
She was. But do you see how they all sat at the table and they all talk and have fun though?
Yeah, you talking about the maids and the
Yeah.
servants? Yeah, yeah.
And they just all she felt all full awkward though.
Yeah, I think she felt a little awkward because she knows she's not, she's the new person too. But she
Yeah.
had her friend. He got her friend. Well, I think her name is Hannibal or something with an H. He brought her friend, so she had a confidant there, somebody she could, And I think her arm is injured. She got look like she has a
Yeah,
shorter
she
arm.
do. She got a
She,
nub.
hmm
Yeah, she do got a she missing a half of her other arm. I thought I deleted it, foot soldier. I don't know why that live keep coming back up. Something is going on with Restream. Cause I deleted that live and it keep popping back up for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why that live keep popping back up. Is it still there? I deleted it before I started this. Oh no, it's not there anymore now. Okay, it didn't come back. Now, how about she is getting ready to what did I miss? Did I miss something? Did I miss something after that? Okay, so now Lady Bridgerton, she getting can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Now Lady Bridgerton, she's starting it because she getting ready for tea, as she
Mm-hmm.
call it, tea time with Marcus.
Ah,
With Marcus. And she's looking through her pictures at her husband and
right.
stuff, and she don't know how to explain it to the maid. She told the maid, she was like, I would like to have tea. And so the maid, like, yeah, well, would you like us to make? She was like, no, not that kind of tea. It's hard for her to talk about
Sex.
sex.
Let's talk about sex, baby. She need TLC to be in her life, cause baby, she or not TLC, but Salt and
She
Pepper.
like tea. She's like, not that kind of tea. Like a evening tea. The maid looking at her with her head cocked to the side. She like, like, how, look. She said I could move the servant up here. So I just was like, ma'am, ma'am. Now the lady caught on though. She was like, oh, okay. I'll have the servants move the tea up here
Yeah,
to
well, I
the
want to have tea in
bedroom
my boudoir. In my boudoir,
in
I
my
want to have.
booth.
I want to have tea in my boudoir. I want to have entertain a young man in my boudoir. A fine man, I must add. Ugh, girl, when he took them
Mm,
clothes, that shirt off, I was like, Lord Jesus, be offense.
baby. Mm, child.
She looked
Now
at him
that
like, she looked at him like, my God, today.
okay. Yeah, she was like, Heaven, Calgon, take me away. She was like, oh man, that was the best time of her life. You hear me? I
And you
said
know
I
what was
was
crazy?
happy for her.
I was too. I was happy for her, but I thought it was strange because she doesn't like talking about, sex or explaining, the sexual experience to not only her girls but her boys as well. But also, the way she was all giddy and about him. She was fidgeting when she was trying to, figure out which position to sit in, and put the dress, the house coat on, or take the house coat off. Should I have my shoulder hanging out, or should I have my shoulder hanging in? And she was just so awkward, but it was cute.
It was. It
It was
was.
very cute. And then she like told the maids, like, I need you to get the children, make sure the children are away from the house,
Yes.
because she's trying to do everything discreetly so that they don't know that she has feelings and she has
Yes.
emotions and she has desires. And I think, that's the way these women back in that day was. It was like you were only, you weren't supposed to be, you wasn't,
Hmm.
I don't know the word to describe it, but it's like you're a sexual being, but you wasn't supposed, women wasn't supposed to show their sexual, they're supposed to be just so naive and pure, I guess is a word, if there's a such thing as a pure. It's really strange, but okay.
Yeah, it is. Now, how about the part where now that she knows what it's like and she had the talk, Francesca, she had the talk. What she said? I did. She said I did the whole look away. I didn't expect her to go all the way there. Really? Mm. I told you. I told you they had that discussion, Linda B, in episode
About
two.
some alone time. When we
Yeah,
gonna
he
have some
already
alone
said,
time?
"Are you ready?" And she like, "No, no, I'm ready. I'm ready, but it's just that it's been a long time." And that's what he told her. I understand. We can take it slow. No, no,
Hmm.
no, no. She was ready, but she was just nervous. She's thinking about what her kids is gonna think.
Right, right.
What the town is gonna think.
Mm-hmm.
So many things. And then she's like, oh God, am I ready to say goodbye to my husband?
Right.
So that's why you see before she was talking about the tea, she's looking at pictures of her husband and her kids. She's going down this whole, oh my, could I, you know,
Yeah.
just kind of like,
And
damn.
I can understand the thing about her husband, especially she had
Hmm.
never been with nobody else but him. And then this is gonna be her first experience with a man again. So I can see
Hmm.
her having some reservations and stuff. It's just so fickle to me how like I don't know. Maybe I'm a loose woman. I don't know. I don't know.
And well, you know what? I could find myself there. After being, because I've been there, I ain't so, I don't know, it's different. This a different man, and because I don't know, I ain't been just jumping when I usually, because I guess because I've been in long relationships, right? and you spend so much time with one person over the years, and so getting somebody new, you know, revealing yourself to them, it's like a whole new set of eyes on your body. You want to please them in such a way, and especially after I don't think I was as much shy my younger age as I am in my adult age, because of course after children your body done change, you got stretch marks, you're kind of like shy, a little bit, and you want to be in the mirror, and you want to just, so I kind of get where she is. It's like, this is gonna be new hands all over my body. What is he going to think about the blemish here and the blemish there and the little tummy here? So I can see it's a little
Yeah, I could.
um
Yeah, I could definitely see
it's a
being.
little changed, and I think I'm gonna feel even more so even now, thinking like, now you're grown, and now I don't have to worry about no kids. I've been grown, but no kids. I'm free. I ain't got no excuses. Like, I don't have no time. There's nobody gonna just, I ain't gotta worry about, different things. So it's a whole new feeling. And of course those feelings go away as you know. Anyway, I think I was having a moment. Okay. Wait. Baby, I was having a flashback for a moment there. Let me snap back into the Bridgertons. Okay. Now, Francesca, Francesca and her husband John. Finally, I was so glad. I love how they are. She was outspoken and wasn't being too shy about it. Like, maybe we could try some different stuff, like surprise. Like, maybe not just in the bedroom, do it anywhere, right? Like spontaneous. Like, it doesn't have to be planned. And they look so crazy doing that. But did you see how happy she was afterwards?
Right.
And he was too. He said,
Yeah.
"What's gotten into you?"
Into you. Once she was a see, she even said when she kept asking, when she asked Penelope, when she asked her mother, she said, I need information. Once you, that's anybody, once you're provided with information,
Yes.
you understand what the instructions are, understand what the outcomes are supposed to be. It's supposed to be a feeling of, whatever. Then you can move forward. So once she mastered that, she good to go now. She rocking and rolling. And he like, oh, I see we've had an awakening.
Okay. He was like, "What's got into you?" she was she was on go now. She fixing picture frames on the wall and all types of shit. She in a whole bliss. She finally got her pinnacle and was loving it. Yeah, T. Daniels was the one who talked about the firefighters. Lord, I think it was T. Daniels. Oh no, that was TC. TC was talking about the firefighters, baby. I ain't even get, let me get my mind off of that. Child. But anyway, I love how Lady Bridgerton told Dan Bradley, it's your time, honey. It is so time for you to start living. Now listen to Miss, she done got her some. Now, now she up there talking about, hey, it's time for you to start living.
Yeah. Because she didn't experience living. So she like now she wanna share everybody supposed to be living.
Right, right. Now, I swear, now I love how, now I was so sad when she went to, and she asked her to stay permanently, Sophia, right? She asked her to stay permanently, and Sophia don't want to really stay. And he's like, please don't go. And I think he feel it, she's feeling it. And I'm just like, oh my God, y'all just snap out of it, you
But
know?
was that when they was when all the maids and them went out for dinner? They were going out to the bar, and
Yes.
then and she went back to go get her something she left back in her key or
Yes, her
something,
purse
and
or something, her money.
and then
She left her
he
money.
realized who she was, and he came back to the house, and he was looking for her.
Mm-mm.
And then that's when he caught her on the stairwell, and he raised her dress up, lifted her up on the wall, and
Uh,
baby, all violations
woo,
took place right there.
right
And
there and then. And her ass couldn't sleep after that. Shit, she had her pinnacle. She couldn't sleep. She all flustered. Baby, she left some change behind.
yeah, I tell he did you see him? He licked his finger, girl. He licked his finger. I
Baby,
said, what the hell is Benedict doing with his finger?
oh, Benedict
he,
was
he
going.
licked his finger. I said, I be goddamn. They showing this on TV.
What's that? What's that? Y'all, 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 y'all. Give it to me, bro. Give it to me. That Busta Rhymes song. Bust
Right?
it loose, baby. Yeah, 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 yeah. Listen, after that, she done went in her room. She couldn't sleep. She had to play with herself now.
And
And
that's
it wasn't the
crazy.
same. And she got frustrated. She like,
But that's crazy. That but see, you see how those other girls, the Bridgerton girls, and even the Featherton girls, they didn't know nothing about sex,
right.
nothing about how to self please themselves or any of that kind of stuff. But this young lady here, she had one finger fuck,
And she
and
went and tried it out.
she self taught herself. She didn't have to ask her mama. She had to ask her sister in law. She had to ask
She ain't
nobody,
asked
girl.
nobody. She said, "Let me go try this shit." But she could. She said it. She wasn't feeling it. It didn't feel like It didn't feel like his fingers. So she just said, "Fuck it, I can't do this." Oh God. Oh God. My heart was just flustering for these. Oh God, Lord have mercy. I just that was just steamy. So I love it. I love it. Listen, them Benedicts, them Benedict, not what I said,
Bridgerton.
Benedict, them Bridgertons is a mess. Okay, they are a mess.
And you
Now,
right, then to be the family didn't want her to leave.
no, they
The,
didn't
the
want her
the
to
the
leave.
family didn't, and the servants didn't. She had already just in that little short time, she had found a niche. A niche, and they everything. It was a groove. You know what I'm saying?
It
But
was. Mm-mm.
but when she seen them people living next door, she was like, "Oh hell no!
Yeah, yeah.
It was the heat is on. I got to catch a
Okay,
train, a plane, a bus, a carriage. I got to
okay.
get."
She said it's time to break up out of here. Gotta get, I gotta get there anywhere but here, child. Now, what happened? So, listen, did you see the queen face when, what is her name? Jesus, Will's wife. I can't never
Her name
remember
is
their
Alice.
name. Oh,
Alice. Her name is
Alice.
Alice.
Okay. Uh, and that's crazy. I should remember that. They are almost the only black couple that that is I mean there's other black
Normal. They
couples,
don't have
but
no money.
right.
Mhm.
Well, Alice goes and bring out I mean Lady Danbury brings Danbury brings Alice to um the queen, you know. And the queen acting like she don't know. She said, I told you about this a week ago. And she said, I suppose she may be my late new lady in waiting. Look, Danbury just stuffed her on her. And because she really didn't want to. But her husband was like, I think this is a great opportunity. And she was pissed. She was pissed.
Yeah,
The
she wasn't
queen didn't
excited
like
about
that.
doing it because she's a woman that's been making her own decisions. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't really
Exactly.
have to conform. She hasn't had to conform to society. They just recently been introduced into society with this money and stuff. So to and you have to be submissive to a certain extent. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And she's used to them running their own business.
Right,
You
doing
know,
their
make
own
yeah,
stuff.
get doing it by pulling themselves up by their bootstraps. So to humble herself down to having to be, she's not going to do it. Well, and we're gonna find out. She's a
Mhm.
dead berry in training. Okay, she's.
She's a Danbury herself, honey. She
hmm
because she's forceful with her husband and
and
other
her
people
opinions.
and her opinions. She's very
hmm
opinionated. She has a strong head. You know what I'm saying? So that and that's why she's kind of perfect, sort of.
Right, she is. She's a
Because
perfect
she's
match.
the one to get she's the one to
That'll tell they
will
queen.
to wheel the queen in and get her
Mm-hmm.
in line when she out of pocket. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
So she
Mm-hmm.
is kind of perfect, but that's a whole different story. I thought that was, cheating her out of her thing, but I guess because I was like, damn, how do one do that? Be so independent to come and try to be dependent on.
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
have to be
that's
at their beck and
hard.
call. You have to beck and call to please them, to find things to please them. And so that's a different.
Exactly.
That's a big switch for her. But
That is. Yeah. Who wants to be a woman standing behind the queen holding the dog? Well, Lady Danbury ain't do that. Shit.
yeah, she ain't hold the dog.
She ain't hold the dog.
She ain't
She
holding
was
no Shih Tzu because those are Shih Tzus they be holding. My
mm,
paper, my Easter.
yeah, I wish I had me an Easter. But then again, I don't know. I could wait. Let me get a pinnacle first.
Oh Lord, yeah. You could probably handle a pinnacle better than you'll handle a Shih Tzu, a dog. Yeah.
What you trying to say?
I'm just saying the dog ain't gonna get up and leave, but the pinnacle it'll leave after a while.
Yeah, that dog, them dogs are spoiled, baby, spoiled. She always very enterprising and goal
With the
oriented.
orientation.
Yes, yes, yes. I agree. But the queen ain't like it, and nor did Alice. They ain't like this whole push on meeting, and she like, well, I guess. She told Danbury, come sit down. It's time for tea. She was pissed. But anyway, what's next? What happened next? So now I think Penelope did some writing and now she's planning on moving next door. Cuz this is when she decides to move. And I wonder why she did that. Do you know?
I'm thinking she wanted to be closer in society. I don't know if she moved down because then I sent because I didn't watch this episode currently for recently. I'm remember I'm going off the top of my dome now from when
Yeah,
I watched
okay.
it
Yeah,
initially.
me too a little
And
bit. Mhm.
and but it seemed like to me she moved. She asked seemed like she asked somebody about looking for a house. She wanted a house next to the Bridgertons.
Okay.
She wanted a house next to, you know what I'm saying? Because she's trying to get these girls married. So she's moving in closer to where all the action is at. And where people
Okay.
think is, people got money. So if you
The
live next door
money.
to the
Yeah.
Bridgertons, you got money. You must have to have money to live
And
or
she got
somewhere.
to get her way into the society
Right.
more
Mm-hmm.
deeper instead of living further away. Because they ain't really got no money.
Right.
And so now she got to get wiggle her way in closer. So get it. And
Right.
plus, she knows that Benedict is single. And he's looking to marry. So she got to get one of her daughters wrapped up in it. Rude
Mm-hmm.
shaker. Yeah, they had to move because the husband, Sophie dad, was dead. And he was the one with the title in the house. No, but that was a while ago. They've been living in the dad's house for years. After he died, the next person in line was moving into. Oh, really? I didn't catch. I
Oh,
don't remember that part, Linda B. Okay.
I think I remember that too. And it was supposed to be Sophie though, right? But Sophie didn't know she was the next one in line.
Right.
And she turned, I think she must have turned 18 or turned of age. And so really they probably wasn't even supposed to be in that house. Or, without her
Exactly.
being there, without her being there.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay. Let's get, yes, yes. Okay. Because remember, we have yet to see the will. She has that. We haven't, we don't know what the dad wrote because she
Right, in
fed
the
her
wheel.
all lies.
Hmm.
Exactly. So you're right. Sophie probably of age, and so they have to leave. Okay, thanks, Linda B. Because I'm going off of the dome, and I didn't get a chance to like indulge and rewatch the whole thing, but I'm living off the hand. So now, first of all, now this is something you see how he get infatuated by every little thing. Benedict,
Mm.
remember she was like, Sophie said, "Do you need help with his shirt?" Remember? So now he infatuated with the buttons on his shirt. And every time he think about it, he get frustrated and he just get distracted and all of this stuff. So now, now the
I-
mother started, I think when Lady Bridgerton, she started getting familiar with what happened with, I think she's talking about a lady she thinking is the girl, right?
mhm.
She think this is the one, somebody who came to town or something like that. They was talking about somebody came to town and they moving in, but this is actually the family, right?
Right. It's the
Oh,
it's the Penwood family that's moving next door. And
so
it's so
right.
it's so funny because when they came, I don't know if they had the event. They had an event, but anyway, the Penwood girls and the mom came home and they opened up the door. This is how when I remember they moved next door. She opened up the door and Valerie's opens the door and say, "Welcome home, ma'am." I
Yeah.
said she didn't hire the she didn't hire Featherton's maid to be her maid.
Yes.
I said, you know what? These
Yes.
huzzies,
And he's looking at them and he's because remember when yeah, he done hired the maid and that was something that was surprising. Now remember they came to the house. The women came to the house. That wasn't them. It was some other women.
I can't.
Remember?
Me, I don't remember.
They
I'm not.
came to the Bridgerton's house, the people who came in town. But that's
Oh,
not her. It wasn't, that's not the family
them-
who Lady Bridgerton was talking about who came to town, but the stories sound almost familiar. Like, you know, it's hopes that it could be her. But he kept looking and he's like, no. Remember, Sophie came in there and spilled the tea and shit, spilled the tea and all that after she seen him. He ain't interested in nobody else. He looking at Sophie. Sophie seen that girl sitting on that damn couch, and she took Hazel position. The other
was it?
maid and came in to serve the coffee and shit. He felt all uncomfortable and shit. He like, where's the Hazel? She's like, she has something to do, and she spilled the goddamn thing. And he like, ow, ow, and he's trying to clean. He don't even know how to separate himself from her. Remember, he was getting
Yeah.
frustrated. Was like, leave it, leave it. yelling and kind of. He ain't mean to talk to Sophie like that, but he was frustrated. He can't see her serving him at all. I thought that was, and the mother, the mother looking at him like, "What the fuck going on?" And he all sitting there leaving because he don't want her serving him at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, this was just heartbreaking. But he
Yeah.
knew that wasn't. He knew that wasn't him, and that's when Sophie like, I gotta get the fuck out of here,
Child.
huh?
Just, oh no, I'm just thinking. I was thinking about just the whole series and how wonderful. This is a good series.
And it is. And so, wait, what about the scene with John and because you know they having more and more sex now, John and
And
Francesca.
French, yeah, she get. Did she get pregnant? Is she gonna get pregnant?
I think so. I think she did. They is really into it, and John really into it, which is amazing because I'm like, where he? I guess he see that she brought out the inner side of him now. Now he want to play and do all types of shit. Now he having fun, she having fun, and I love it. And I love how he just profess his love. And I don't know. I thought they were awkward, but he assured her like we got all the time in the world to have babies and doing all that. I thought they were really, really sweet. Let me see. My son's got some interest. Lady Bridgerton was picking up the cue. She was. She was. And I'm serious. They got some interest for real. Cause she was like, what the hell? What's going on with you? Lord have mercy. So anyway, Alice, she trying to convince Alice you're worthy, Lady Danbury, that she's worthy to be, what you call them, the lady, the
And
waiting
Lady
lady,
in Waiting.
the
Yeah,
lady in waiting.
I think that's interesting how they call her Agatha, Lady Danbury. Even Bridgerton, she calls her Agatha. The Queen calls her Agatha. They call her by
Her
her first
name.
name.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But that ain't even because remember her brother called her something else.
Yeah, I don't remember what he called her.
I forgot, but he called her by her real name. Like
Oh,
he called her something, and she said, "Remember when she was mad at him?" And she
yeah,
said, "How dare you? You like you have the right
right, right.
to call me by my name, as if all is well, and after what you did to me." But yeah, they call her Agatha. So yeah, I
Hmm.
find that well, that just
Friendship,
shows
the level of
friendship.
their friendship.
Exactly. It shows the level of their friendship, how closely they are, because you wouldn't dare, everything was lady in the last name or Duke, in the last name. So you really saw that. But the friendship is amazing. I thought this was just so awesome. I love it. I don't know. I fell in love with this show. This
Yeah,
show is something that you can truly fall in love with. You know? Don't you agree?
yeah, yeah. It is. It's it's very good. It's got its hills and valleys, and I'm looking forward to seeing uh the next episode. To be honest, to see
Yeah, me
how it all
too.
pans out.
And me too. Now, now now remember they did ouch. What I was about to say. Remember when she said she want everybody out the house. Did we talk about that already?
About who?
When they told the maid, oh yeah, that's we did talk about that, where they wanted the head maid told them she want everybody out the house. and told
Who?
all the servants
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, to go leave the
maids
house.
to
Yeah, so
leave
that
the
they could
house.
have sex. She wanted the children out the house and the maids. Yeah, Every- everybody had to leave so that they could have a rendezvous, their tea in the boudoir. Yeah,
Mm.
is that what you're referencing?
Yes, yes. When she
Mm,
told them to all get out, she wanted the house to be quiet
yeah,
as a pin. Okay. Now you know what was hurting, heart wrenching for me is Eloise and her little sister conversation because she felt unwanted. The little sister,
I think her
like
name is Hatchet or something. Begin
I
with
can't,
H.
I can't remember her name, but she felt like, Eloise was selfish. She only thought of herself. He never wanted to spend time with me. But see, the little sister is getting a taste of who Eloise is. If you ever notice, Eloise don't spend much time with the girls of the
With the
family like
Yeah,
that to me.
she's a boy's boy. She's more like a
Yes,
tomboy. That's why even like with her, that's what I was telling like when we was talking with read my book last time. Her posture is poor. She walks. She doesn't walk with grace. She walks awkwardly.
yes,
She talks awkwardly. She doesn't
I
talk in
agree.
all the proper nouns and verbs and stuff. She doesn't want to do any of the things that girls. She's not
The
a girly
girl.
girl, except for
Yeah,
Penelope. This is the only
yes.
one she allows in her world, but she engages with. But for the most part, she's not a girly girl. And she stepped out on a limb last season when she got hooked
When
up
she
with
left. Well,
when she got hooked up with that the other witch, the blonde headed witch, calling her to be her friend when she was mad at Penelope. She was trying
yes.
to do girly stuff then, you know what I'm saying, and be amongst the girls and stuff, but she still was awkward.
Yeah, she was. Cause I was shocked that she even went. See, and that is in some ways she is sort of selfish. That's how I felt when she wanted to go with Francesca when she got married. Like you
Right.
ain't want to be bothered with your
Uh,
sister and anything else, but the opportunity to get the hell out of London,
right.
you just jumped your ass on her honeymoon. What
Right.
you said, you forgot we talked about that. I did forget. I did. She just jumped
Yeah,
her butt.
Chrysler. She called her Chrysler.
Chrysler. Chrysler. Yeah, but she just jumped her ass out there and went with her sister on
Yeah.
her marriage day. That's why I was like, she is a self-absorbed a little bit. That's why her and Penelope got along.
I could see that too. I could see that. But I don't think she's I wouldn't call her selfish.
Not selfish,
I,
but she
I feel
think
like she's
about
more,
self
she
more.
wants to be independent and she wants to have independent thoughts. She doesn't want to follow the norms, of
But you
society. She wants,
disregarding other people' feelings, though. Like her sister said, you don't want to do anything. You don't want to help me. Mom is trying to tell you to oversee. It's like her mother had to make her. Like, remember when that one scene when
yeah,
her
when they
mother
wanted to go,
said,
told her she had to go chaperone her to go to
yeah,
her,
she said,
her
do this or you going to go out
uh,
and go mate,
meet with a
go
suitor.
meet with a suit.
Right.
Pick
Again,
one, pick
yeah.
one,
Yeah,
So
but I don't think that's selfish. I think that's her wanting to be independent. To me, Eloise looks at her brothers. That's why I think she's more closer with the boys than she is with the girls because they do get to have that freedom of choosing what they want to do for a career, work coming and going how they want to. She wants to me, she wants that same freedom. She doesn't want to be confined to just wearing gloves and picking out dish china and ordering people around. That's what I get from her
that still ain't
personality.
got nothing to do with spending time with your sisters, your
Well, they were
brothers.
gone for a whole month to
But your
Scotland.
bro, I'm talking about.
Yeah, they went to Scotland. They went back to his hometown, his homeland, which I think was Scotland. And they was gone for a month. So it wasn't like she was just sitting up under her sister. She probably was
No,
touring.
not that. I said spend time with your sisters.
Oh, the
She
younger.
did Francesca the same way.
Yeah,
she'll be in the book and it's that she's like, you're not even listening to me and helping me when you supposed to be. I'm talking about she spent more time with her brothers than her sisters. And so what I'm saying is not that kind of way. I'm saying like that's why her sister felt the way she felt. Her little
oh, her
sister
sister.
in
That
here
yeah,
saying
her
like,
younger
and
sister.
both of them felt that way.
Yeah,
Francesca told her that too. Like, um, Dag, at least pay some of knowledge, but she's supposed to be into, but she wasn't. Just because you're not into it, it's like at least be a sister to your sisters, is what I'm trying to say. Like a little bit. And they're trying to get your attention. And now, especially the youngest one, because she's growing.
yeah.
So she needs that. She needs that sister bondage
Well, she needs to
because
get
she
that. I feel like she needs to get that from Francesca because they got the same life path track. They all those girls, French Daphne, Francesca, and this younger one, maybe leading into the next seasons and going forward. They all have the path of find a suitor, get married, go off and find your way, and govern that house, your new
but it
household.
has
But
nothing to
that's
do
not
with
that
the
girl's,
suitors though.
and you can
She's
still,
just talking about bonding, like different things. She's not even talking about get preparing for a suitor. And
yeah,
those the sisters are married. They got their husbands and stuff. So it's supposed to be that you like how they had before they got married, like how they helped each other. See, Eloise ain't in the game. That's just not her though.
yeah,
So
that's
hey,
not her. That's not her. I don't blame Eloise if that's not. I don't believe in making people conform to something that they're not because all the other sisters are doing a certain thing.
but
Then
bonding,
you have to follow suit. And I think she bonds, but they don't bond with her on the things that she likes to do either. She's a reader. She's more. I don't see them doing the
mm,
questioning what does she like? What does she want to do? The mother, everybody's focused on this one thing, getting married in society, and that's not her focus. But are there any of them sisters asking her? Well, we know you don't like this, sister. So what is it that you like to do? What is it that you want to do? Let us do what you know. But everybody wants her to do all the things. So no,
yeah.
I don't necessarily see her as
She got both
selfish.
traits.
I
I
see,
agree, Linda B.
huh?
She got both traits, and her trying to be true to herself. And,
Yeah,
she is also rather unaware of other people's feelings.
right.
She
Well,
is. She got both traits. I'm not saying
right.
I think I used the wrong word saying selfish. I think I
Hmm.
used it because that's what her sister described her as,
Yeah,
self-serving, like you're all about yourself.
but that's a younger
Everything is
sister
all
saying
about
that.
you. That's the youngest sister
That's the
was
younger
saying.
sister, and she really trying to find her way. Find out how she fits in too,
To the
and how.
family, yeah. She's
Yeah. So
like, she don't
and
because there's no
because
one
Mama
left.
won't let her
She
go to none of the social events, and she's still
hmm
prepping her to be a housewife without teaching her about the sex part of it. So, girl, bye.
Yeah,
Mm.
I just feel like the sibling bondage is what
Yeah.
I'm talking about. You
Right.
you have to have, and she feels like she's by herself. I understand the
Right.
because I was the
She's.
baby of the bunch. I was the baby on both sides, my dad, kids, and then mom,
Yeah.
So I was the baby, so I could
You
see
can
where you
relate.
feel a little lost, like because everybody it's so busy. But one thing I can say is that I'm thankful that my sister, my brother, like they found time for me. It wasn't as often as I would like it because they had their own lives, you know what I mean? But they found time for me. They made me feel it wasn't like they enjoyed, like, even though they hated probably taking me with them,
Right.
but they didn't show it all the time.
The
You know
time.
what I mean?
Right.
They made sure I enjoyed myself. They used to whine about it, like, why? That's because they wanted to do their own damn thing. It wasn't like
Right.
because I was a bother. So I never felt like it was because I was feeling like a weight, but they wanted to be grown. Okay.
Right.
My sister wanted to sneak and see her little boy or
And they didn't need a
whatever.
little
And
a snitch going back telling mom or holding it over the head.
okay. Exactly that. And that's something I wasn't. I wouldn't tell on my brother and sister. When I those were moments for me. That
Mm.
was spending time because they didn't leave me out. And they didn't just go off with their friends and see this is what we have in our society today. You so comfortable because you self-pleasing, and this is
I
how
don't know, cause I'm
innocent
an only
children
child,
get.
so
So
I'm an only child, so my life experience is
situations
different than
different,
yours.
yeah.
Yeah, cause no, I didn't
But
have
I'm
to
just saying,
rely
you know
on
how
other
some
people.
people don't watch your children, like watch your siblings, because you so into this boy or this girl. You so
Mm.
do. My sister and brother didn't do that for me. They made sure that I was good. They kept their eye on me. Even though they was into their own little, tried to squeeze that in, and they was so respectful of. They would try to squeeze in and kiss and every now and then. Of course, me, I'd be like, ooh, and they'll just jump like, what was it you? I told you to go over there on the swing. So it's a different feeling. And I that's why I said I could understand, Francesca and how the youngest feel because she didn't want no parts of that. Eloise was not into that. Okay.
Mm.
She was not into that. And I get it because you have some people who just not into that. They don't meet each other.
Right.
Mm. She can sometimes be callous, but other women don't extend themselves to her either. Yeah, true. I get it. That's the what's her name? Hyacinth. What?
Yeah, Cynthia. Is the why
Hyacinth? I
the
don't
is
know.
the Y sound like a I believe.
Hyacinthia?
Cynthia.
I don't know, child.
I think it's Cynthia.
But I understand though. I understand. She trying to I understand that Eloise trying to busy find herself too. So
Mm.
she's in her own zone where she don't feel the need to want help thus far. You know what I'm saying? Now, what about when the cousin shows up?
Is that in three or is that in
This
season
is in four.
four? Yeah. She.
Episode 4. This cousin
Oh, in
comes.
four. That's what I'm saying. Is that in four?
Yeah, episode when she come and he like, what you doing
When
here?
here?
And she and he like, what are you driving? She came in driving the fucking horse, okay? And she like, oh, good to see you. And the way she just kind of made Francesca feel like shit. She was like, oh, good to see you. She was like, is it? Look like you seen a ghost or some shit like that, she said.
I think her name is her name Michael. They call her Michael.
Micah or something. I can't
Mm-hmm.
even think of what her name is.
Yeah, I think it's Micah.
Man, huh?
Yeah, she just pops up out of nowhere.
Yeah, she pops up and
And
that's so
and in
crazy.
the beginning of the, I think it was three or two or one of those season four, when he was saying, I see you and my sister, my cousin or my cousin, y'all kind of kept your distance, so from each other,
Uh-huh.
so they let you, they already didn't, they have some kind of, the rapport between the two of them is kind of
Hmm.
already iffy. I don't think the cousin was as welcoming to her maybe when she was in Scotland,
Yeah,
or
Micah.
Makayla,
Makayla.
Makayla Sterling.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. But
She wasn't.
anyway.
I don't think she was as welcoming to her, to Francesca, when she came over there, and so now she's on her territory. She done came to London, and and the John and her have this childhood relationship. So we'll see how that pans out because I don't think that's I don't think that's occurs in this last episode of 4. I think that they go more in depth in their relationships. Uh,
Yeah.
that dynamic.
Yeah, so that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it. It ended with because we were all over the place. We didn't go in sequence. Sorry, guys, and I apologize because I think it went off with them. First of all, it went off with. I mean, not Colin. Bridgerton. Benedict expressing how he really felt about Sophie, and that's when they just finally had their little escapade. And then it went off with Lady Bridgerton finally having,
Yeah, her
her
sex.
little sex scene with what's his
Marcus.
name? Marcus. But baby, that body was looking good. Okay.
He,
Marcus can get it. Mhm.
he can get you to your pinnacle.
He got baby Marcus was looking good, shining armor. You, I know my name. Let me be quiet. I'm all loud. Got my window wide open, and then there's people out in the backyard and shit. They probably like, what the hell is she talking about? Oh Lord, let me be quiet. The kids probably out there, and I'm up there talking about he can get it. Be like this old freaky lady upstairs. But this was a great episode. I'm looking forward to season 4. I mean, episode
Episode 5
five
and
and
6.
6. I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the finale, even. Baby, listen. Should we? No, we're not. We're not gonna tell, but we got a surprise. We got a surprise for the finale. We just read my book. Are you in the building? Are
And
you in the
season 4
building?
has 8 episodes. And
Yes.
actually, we just did episodes 3 and 4. So we're halfway through
We are
season
halfway
4
through. Yes, we
already.
are. And it's been a ball, and I sorry we skipped through the way we did. Sometimes we went off the membrane. Y'all know I've been in here and as we said earlier, we we in here cleaning house and doing our duties as we should on Saturday. But it's always a blessing to be sitting amongst you guys and come here and have our reviews on the show. Linda, you're gonna have to come up next week, girl, and come chit chat. Carve out a little time and come chit chat with me. Just read my book and Kimberly, and come up and let's get dig into 4 and 5. What she said, I think I prefer Simon. I definitely prefer Simon, child. I like. Listen, I like cream in my coffee.
Mm.
A little cream in my coffee. That I guess because I'm dark skinned. I think I had this conversation. Most of my um, you know,
Dating experiences.
dating experience, the men was always like a milky chocolate or light skinned, as you may say, because I'm
Mm.
dark. So I be looking for some a light bulb to brighten the day,
Oh, okay, light bulb.
but not too bright. A caramel, like a nice tannish.
Mm.
So it's all good though. Let me see. I used to fight with a middle school. Marcus remind me of someone I fought in middle school. Jesus, poor Marcus. Marcus got a curse on his back. A bad memory. But yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. And we do have a surprise for y'all for the finale. So I hope y'all are ready. I know I'm ready. You ready,
Mm.
Kimberly?
Oh yes. Oh yes.
You
Oh
are?
yes.
We gotta
Yeah.
talk, girl.
No,
Cause
we don't.
listen,
It's gonna be a surprise. No, it's not.
exactly. I told just read my book. She trying to. It's blow ruin the surprise. I'm like, oh no, I ain't telling.
Mm-mm.
I ain't telling. But it is going to be a surprise. And I just can't wait. And I am looking forward to next week's. I'll be sure I'm going to make sure that I stay in sync. Okay. Just a quick review of a season, I mean, episodes 3 and 4. So we have Benedict Bridgerton becomes increasingly captivated by Sophie, but the differences in their social positions make their growing connection complicated. As Benedict tries to understand his feelings, Sophie remains cautious, knowing that the society would never view them as equals.
Mm.
Their chemistry continues to build while secrets, expectations, and class differences threaten to stand between them.
Mm.
Episode 4, Benedict and Sophie's relationships deepens, bringing more romance, but also more emotional tension. Sophie is forced to confront the realities of her past and her place in society, while
Mm.
Benedict begins questioning the rules and expectations that have shaped his privileged life. By
Wow.
the end, right, that's deep, right?
Mm-mm.
By the end of the episode, their feelings are becoming harder to deny, setting
Mm.
up even bigger challenges for the second half of the season. Quick,
Yeah.
so it is like, is Benedict willing to challenge society for Sophie, or
Mm.
does he, or does he still expect her to fit into his world?
Mm.
More to come. Now, this is juicy, juicy, juicy because, baby, let me tell y'all something. It is so sad when you can't love the way you want to love and someone put restrictions on your love. You know, who to love, how to love. You know what I mean? What is love? And like they want you to take their way in thinking of what love looked like
Mm.
and shape it into your world. That is something hard to do. And I thank God that that has never been forced upon me. You
Yeah, but
know,
I can see that even with the LGBT, um, that whole thing there because they have to, they're fighting for their right to love who they want to love in a society that thinks that everybody has to be, one way, and so
yes, that is true. That is true. That's a great comparison,
yeah.
because I that's hard,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't even imagine expecting people to accept. But one thing about it is you have to love for yourself. You have to make sure that your happiness is what you're concerned with and not others, what other
Mm-hmm.
people think your happiness should look like.
Right, exactly.
And so you have to love yourself and definitely um live your life the way
Mm.
you want to live it. Don't let nobody tell you how you should live. Just be free. Everybody deserves to be free to a certain extent, of long as you ain't harming nobody. I don't see what the problem is. If I ain't harming you, you ain't got nothing to do with over here. Okay.
Mm.
If Benedict kept his finger to yeah, he should have kept his finger
Out of
out the
his mouth and
peephole,
out of her. Hmm.
out of the people. But that was sexy, girl. When he stuck that finger in there, put it in his mouth, baby. I said, "Whoa, let's go, Benedict, with your freaky self."
Oh, okay.
He said, "I
That
could
was
turn the
sexy.
lights out." But I love it. I love me a good romance novel. Do you read romance novels?
I used to when I
Oh,
was young and tender. I used to read a lot of that kind of stuff. I used to love.
yes.
I still have them in there on my bookshelf in my office. In there, a lot of books.
Yes.
They in there for
Bro,
decoration now, but they I used to read them.
oh my God. Yes. I got rid of a lot, all of my books. Actually I gave them, I had so many, especially when I was pregnant. When I tell you, may he rest in peace, I used to go through books. He like, what are you doing with these books? Reading them.
Mm,
He's like, I just brought you. I got it. I used to have a list, girl. He like, I just brought you 8 books. It ain't even been 2 whole weeks. You read them all? Well, all I got time. All I got is time. Yeah, I read them all. And that's why Jazzy, she said, no wonder I love to read. She
mm-hmm,
was like, that's all you used to do? And he's like, yes, your mother is a book head. I was like, I was like that in school, you know? So
mm,
now that I got time and I'm pregnant, I can't party. Let me do something that I love to do, and that is read. I was going through them books like water, honey. And I gave them all to the, you know how they accept books at the library.
mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I turned all them in because I it was just too much, and some of them wasn't for kids' eyes. So yeah, I
Yeah,
had to
Linda,
get
you
them
didn't
out
see
my
him take it
house.
when he pulled he when they she came back to the Bridgerton house when they all was dismissed to go out for dinner, to be out for the night, and all the help went out, and she went back in, and he came into the house, and he found her on the stairwell. He picked her up. He lifted her dress up. He took his 2 fingers, he licked them, and then he put them down below. And I said to myself, Jill thought that was sexy. I was thinking that was like, oh my God, oh my
What?
God, oh my God, they doing this on TV. Cause
What you mean they doing this on TV? This is not for kids.
I know, but anyway, I just thought it was a lot.
Just read my book. Could you come? Do you have a time to come up really quick before we're gonna get out of here? But I just wanted to talk real quick before we sign out. If you have time, if not, then I could pick another day. Maybe sometime tomorrow if you're free. Um, to come up. I thought that too. What? What? After you sing Simon and
I'm conservative. I'm very conservative.
listen,
Some things, I leave it to the imagination. You don't have to demonstrate everything.
child, they gotta make it juicy.
Yeah, for
Eh,
those who need it to be.
Um, look, the the
I
the
like to use
show.
my imagination. I don't need an
Oh,
illustration for everything.
well, I thought that was hot. 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 Now, look, look at the way they kicked the season off with Simon and and what was her name? Shit. Anyway, Simon. Look how they was all around the town and the house and all that. They weren't shy. Shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, they were very
I was
show and
uncomfortable there
tell.
too. I was uncomfortable there
Did
too.
you?
Yeah, I was uncomfortable there too.
See,
But
I could handle scenes. Now, I don't like watching, I don't watch porn.
I
But
don't
I
either.
stuff like little stories like this, I could get into it,
Yeah, I can get into the story, but I don't have to see a visual to go along with all
But they
aspects of the
didn't
story.
show all of it. It just was little sneak peeks. So you could go deeper into your imagination and maybe
Mm,
go grab your goodie bag.
I don't have a goodie bag.
Me either. But I'm just saying, just in case if you got a goodie bag. I don't know. I don't have one either because I like real things. I don't play with toys. But TMI. Anyway, um, I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute. And it was very interesting. But I get it. It's not for everybody eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And some people don't need to. You just like to use your own imagination, and I get that. And there is nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not. Anyway, so that is what she said. What did Ross say? Linda B. Hurry up and come on. We got to go. Come
Did she
on
say
up
she was
here.
coming?
Just read my book, huh?
Did she say she was coming?
Yeah, she says sure.
Oh,
I think she says sure because I got to get back to Bob the Builder because I ain't build. I gotta finish doing. I just been moving shit stuff. Let me see. Passion. Passion is a little trashy. Oh my God. She said passion is a little trashy. Let me see. But hey, Benedict's having Hold'em. So I'm down with that. You is in love with this man's hoism. Oh goodness. Benedict, they all are a little hoish, you know? They all got that little fire. Hey girl, hey.
Howdy, howdy, how y'all doing?
Nothing, we good. Missed you this time around, but that's all right. We know things happen, girl. And we,
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
so sorry, but yeah.
no, no, it's okay. It's all good. Well, guys, we're gonna end this. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. And we will see you for episodes 5 and 6. So we only got 2 more shows before the end and the finale, and I'm so saddened, you know? It's just like uh it's over already. So I'm gonna be fiending by the time 2027 get here, which is look, that's right around the corner. I don't remember the month, but anyway, we'll get around. We'll be coming around a mountain when it comes. And we'll get into it. So I hope y'all have a fabulous weekend. Any closing,
I would just like to
Kimberly?
say, dearest gentle readers, we'll see you next week.
Yes. So come back around, you hear? Oh, I think that's another
Yeah,
that sound
that's
like a
Beverly
cowboy.
Hillbillies.
Yeah, the hillbilly. Any closing for you? Just read my book. Huh? Oh, she typing. All right, y'all. We gonna
No.
get out of here. That oh, you sit there. That's Beverly Hillbilly.
How dare you?
Oh, Jesus.
Thank you, Linda B, for keeping up and staying up with us.
Absolutely, and I always enjoy you. Thank you, Foot Soldier. I
Good
know I
soldier.
was just about to say, I know you in the
In the
clouds
clouds.
somewhere. Like
Mm.
you a mess, y'all a mess with these nasty, nasty scenes. Jill or giddy about the scenes. You fresh geezer. Look,
Not a fresh diesel.
look. I'm just saying.
Damn.
All right, y'all. I'll catch y'all next week. Same time, same channel, 5 p.m. next Saturday, Eastern Time. And with that being said, y'all have a wonderful week. I will be seeing y'all around these streets. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. And shout out to the replay peeps. And I will catch y'all later. Yeah, it's been fun. Peace out, y'all. It is fun, Linda B.